Is that what you're planning on doing?
I would ask my husband for permission. I would like
That's
it.
dope.
Why not?
That's your
But
daddy fault for not
if
having
you,
no
let
no,
me say,
no boys. You ain't
when
gonna
I
take my boys.
you
man.
got Have you ever Cubans, Mexicans?
Yeah, I was just about to say like they
They
have
all keep their
Ramon.
mom.
Yeah,
it's
Like
it's
they have the long
yeah,
name.
like
Keep.
three
Tell me about
three
Cuban
Last
names.
name.
Yeah.
They keep
I'm not
it.
asking about no Cuban.
Why should a woman have to give up her identity that she had her whole entire life?
Chilling.
Because the Bible
Chilling.
says
Go ahead.
Chilling. What else like those Hispanics do you do? That's all I want to ask, and you can keep talking, because like them Cubans with the Hernandez and all that. Come on, bro. Are you serious? Like, I be want to be on your side? Yeah. Oh, man.
that's good. That's good.
Come on.
Didn't write this song, but I'm recording with this lead on me.
So let's go across the room, man, and say what's up to everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in to Late Night Love Ties. This is Pastor Gabriel. We got the Youth Believe Ministry. We got guests. Got a good little team in the building tonight, man. Should be a lot of laughs, a lot of good conversation that I'm really looking forward to. I ain't gonna lie, these questions are kind of, yeah, they something. But let's go across the room, man, and talk to the Ippies Queen. Ippies Queen, how you doing, young lady?
Hi, everyone. I hope everybody's having a great day. Thank you for tuning in.
All right. Right there. Thank you for the prayer again. Sister Wendy, how you doing, Sister Wendy?
I'm doing great. How about, I hope everybody else is doing great that's on the live, and I hope everyone's vibe tonight is great. I'm Wendy.
Amen. Thank you for being out this late. I'm about four cups of coffee, but you know we gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. Sister Jeannie Renee, how you doing, young lady?
I'm here, cooling
Maintaining?
always.
Yeah, keep your head up, my love. Big homie, how you doing, brother man?
Great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How the family doing?
They great. They blessed, you know. They happy to see me when they can.
Amen.
By the way,
Yes, sir.
watching, you can get this shirt,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
hoodie,
Yes, sir.
all that.
Yes, sir.
Then pull up to the car wash, pull up the next one, food, all that. I wasn't there, but I'm still going to promote it.
Already, you was at the first one, no matter.
I was still there in spirit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Highly appreciate it. Highly appreciate it. We got the big homie Justin. How you doing, my brother?
we are doing well by the grace of God. By the grace of God, you know.
It's been a long day, huh, man?
Yeah, man, it has. I can't wait to come to an end. But it's been a productive day. I can say that. People have been blessed. You know, got a chance to be with family today, and you know, we were in church, so we give God praise.
Amen.
That's all that matters, man. That's all that matters.
It was a really good day.
Praise God. So, one of the first conversations that I want to have with everybody, and again, man, it's Late Night Love Ties. We try our best to have conversations that which are tough for individuals to have within their households. I mean, some wives are scared of their husbands. A lot of husbands are scared of their wives, low key. But we want to have those conversations for you guys, and hopefully you guys can, you know, continue them at home or whatever the case may be. But a question that I do want to ask is, Brother Dharma brought this to me. When we look at like the dark skin and light skin situation, right? What are your guys' thoughts on the fact that some people rather date light skinned women as a preference and don't like dark skinned women, even though they still black? But like, I think we're probably the only culture that is really
Matters.
into it like that. I mean,
Yeah.
Spanish people are too. I think they look at the dark skinned people as, you know, not superior, but inferior to them. But what are you guys' thoughts on it? I don't know if y'all remember a few years ago, Kodak had said something about he only likes dating light skinned girls. So what are y'all thoughts on that? Because I'm sure
I said that.
you guys
said
are
it
all
with me. You felt that.
yeah, some dark skinned women in the building. What's y'all thoughts on that? Let's start with the ladies first.
No bad dark skin, madam.
I'm brown skin.
Brown skin. You don't consider yourself as a red bone?
Huh? I yellow chick.
You don't consider yourself
Not
as
yellow.
no.
No, you yellow.
I'm
Yeah.
black.
Brother.
Mira,
No, he's
no pa'
he's
por
red. He's red.
So what's
Brother,
the
you
issue with it though? What's the issue?
But
Why we have?
it's like
why is there an
men
issue?
see brighter women,
That's more attractive.
yeah, as the superior. They're the superior. They're the queens. But then their mom is dark skinned. Like, bruh, I can't cuff no dark skin, but your mom is dark. Like, that's a black queen.
Yeah.
You know how we quick.
Black of the bear.
You know how
Sweet
we
as
quick
the
to
juice.
say,
2%.
white people are privileged.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry to say, but I feel like
Light skin
light-skinned
got
people are very
privileges.
privileged.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Why y'all feel
Most
like that?
definitely.
Bro, they get more, like, opportunities.
Opportunities than a dark skin. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look
Yes.
at a movie, any movie, if they're like, oh, let's
They'll-
include a black person, but
Yes.
it's like, it has to be
mix.
a mixed girl.
And she got to be real pretty.
really
I
pretty.
think I'm hearing myself.
And if it's a dark skin, her wig is always ugly. Like,
Yes.
like it has to be some type of error with the dark skin.
So what do y'all?
yeah, she has to hear it.
So y'all think there's a whole conspiracy theory out here as far as why? You think that they just rather light
They
skinned
just
women?
prefer it better. Bright. I guess it's just
So in that
I
case, you
don't
think they
know.
portray light skinned women to be more what
White.
smarter or something than
even
dark
that.
skinned
just
women?
not. It's not even about brains. It's about the look.
The look, yeah.
I think
They
it's
look
also
better.
because brighter is closer to white.
White, thank
And
you.
unfortunately, we
Yes.
still have that perception that white is right. And so, even though the light skinned girl may not even be cute, she's passable.
Exactly.
And when you find a dark skin, I'm talking about the dark skin girl, be like,
Yeah.
ooh, you cute for a black
For
girl.
black girl, exactly.
Y'all don't like when people say that?
No.
Yeah.
That's kind of racist,
You
right?
cute for I
Very.
hate the you cute for a Zoe.
Exactly. Oh, you Haitian? What?
I could even tell you was Haitian.
Hey, get out my face.
How my fellas feeling about this conversation, man? With light skinned, dark skinned women.
My light skin.
Well, I mean, dark skinned men too, light skinned men. I mean, even fellas been having a little beef. You know what I'm saying? These light skinned guys and stuff like that.
For one, you can go.
No,
You red, bro. You know, they be on y'all backs. So
you know, to be honest with you, I've really never it's never mattered to me. At one point, I dated, the one girl I was crazy about for a while she was light skinned. For the longest, we were on and off for the longest, and people just would always say that I had something against dark skins. My girl now, she's a nice dark skinned girl. And to me, I personally
Did you do
didn't
that
have
to prove that you?
no, that's I really didn't have a preference whether light skin or dark skin.
Okay.
And she won the prize. Like, you know what I mean? Like whether she was dark skin or
maybe
light skin,
you
she
win the
just
prize.
same. Yeah, I always say I'm a lucky
Okay.
guy, praise God.
Amen.
But at the end of the day, to me it didn't matter. And it's funny that people always do, it's not the first time I've heard that about the the light skin privilege and so forth. I don't know, brother. I just one day from son negi one son blavier. I just that's just I don't see color. I've never really ran into a very racial
That's
situation, and I guess that's why I can't really talk on racial. You know what I mean?
Because you light skin, you ain't see it.
I guess so. Yeah.
There
And,
was
there's
this,
a guy told me.
So
a guy
he's
told
been
me.
privileged his whole life. He don't even
See,
know it.
Yeah.
see,
He blind,
see, there we
so-
go.
Right,
So
right.
you know,
He don't see
it's
it.
not that
So-
I've never
so-
seen it, done, but I've never experienced it right on to me.
you experience it without even realizing.
So is
that
it-
you're
right, yeah,
experiencing
I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it, but
Is it-
I've never
is
been
it-
in a
is it-
place to where
is it safe to say you have a light privilege, like the white privilege?
Yes.
I'm just saying,
think
because you
about it.
probably
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
walk in my shoes,
Yes.
bro. Like, can you even get ashy? Like, for real?
Come on, I can get that. Shit.
No.
No, I can't.
No.
No, say
It
that.
doesn't show.
You know, get what I'm
I
saying.
can.
It
But then
doesn't
when you
show.
think
Get
about
what I'm
it,
saying.
Right,
wasn't
right.
it like back in the day, like during slave time, like the light skin
We're in the house.
were in the house
Mm.
And in the dark skin, we're
or
outside,
outside in the
house.
field?
So they
Mhm.
said, but I think it was the ones that couldn't really work in the field. Were.
But that's because he's light skinned, he can't wear
Yeah.
No.
because
That's
he
what I'm
weak.
saying. That's not true
They-
though.
they-
That's not
They
true.
said bro, it's
A lot
even
of the
now,
light
a
ones-
light skin weak.
Because they interacted with
Y'all
their
can't- light
kids.
skin handle
They
no sun.
interacted with
Là,
their
pas
kids.
d'accord avant. Ah, c'est me travail dit.
But listen, for one, I like all shades
1,000.
But I feel like with showbiz, being that at first black people wasn't even on TV or they had the blackface or whatnot. The first black people or women or men they had on television were light skinned. They were, I guess, more relatable to the audience.
That's
I'm just my opinion. I don't know.
I mean, that's who
So
on
I
TV
think-
and stuff that at that time.
When TV can reach so many people, people start thinking that's what you like to be on TV or magazines. You got to be light skinned
Yeah.
Right.
or look like them. I'm just assuming
No,
that's
I
how
mean,
it
they
was.
planting seeds at the end
You know
of
what
the
I'm
day.
saying?
Yeah.
So a
like
lot
that
of
today.
people start think. I know, but it has changed. But it's still big right now.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people started just going off what the TV was showing us, starting to think that's what they prefer. Because when I look at the old movies, they tried to keep that dark skinned woman with the natural hair on TV. They tried to keep her.
But they were talking
Popular.
bad about her.
Know what I mean? Our audience until the audience dominated TV.
Gotcha.
Like, but our audience, when we did have a chance to have a woman, she was not always light skinned.
Yeah, it was
But
more
we
to
didn't-
what we grew up
you
in.
know what I'm saying?
down
But-
the line.
I'm kind of probably petty with this. I always found a ugly light skinned person was uglier than a ugly dark skinned person. Same way they be thinking red people look better than dark skinned people. When you light skinned and ugly, you look. It just seemed like you uglier than a dark skinned ugly person. And with the white people, what you were saying, I went to the private school with a lot of white people. I didn't know they had skin color beef till like a pale white girl would walk by, then another girl with a tan would walk by, and they wanted that girl with the tan, even though she's closer to our color. And they so-called don't like us or act like they don't like us. Why you
Trying to
prefer the
be-
white girl with a tan over the white girl who's
Without
pale?
a tan,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And I didn't know that went on until I went to the private school.
you see, Pastor, the same way there is, the benefits or the what you call it, like the preference, right? It's the same way red bones catch hell.
Yeah,
You think so?
men and women.
Yeah.
Men and women.
No,
Yeah,
maybe the men,
because
not
Gandhi,
the women.
I don't.
I'm sitting here,
I
right?
don't
The
like
first
no
thing
light
Wendy said, right?
Yep.
First
I was
thing
on
Wendy
your side.
said, and not really addressing the Wendy. I'm just teasing her. But like even like
It's true though. That's
women
what they
that I
think.
come across is like red men are arrogant or red men are
They
this
are.
or
They are.
I'm not arrogant.
There's a few like
You
maybe
get
you
what
just
I
got
I guess they
like-
say majority.
You know,
Yeah, and that's the thing with.
But I
most
still
of-
don't think that's true.
I'm like,
I don't think it's
skins
true,
are
bro.
pretty.
It's
Light
just
People
skins
love
are
water.
so
But
dead.
how do light skinned
A
guys
lot of
take
black people
pictures?
don't.
Huh?
How do light skinned guys take pictures?
See, look, see.
oh with the squint eyes, with the closed eyes,
See, this is the thing.
the bottom lip.
Wala akong photo, face spray. That I do that just because that's what's being given. You get what I'm saying? And that's what people have demonstrated. Oh, the light skinned face. So what do I do? What do I do?
And they gotta talk soft.
You know what I mean?
Like they gotta be like, yeah.
But it's just like there's a
Yeah,
stereotype.
like, bro, get back. You so weak.
Just as there's been a
you
stereotype
loser.
Yeah.
towards
Crazy.
blacks, the same way there's been a stereotype towards let me not say blacks, but dark skin.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's been the same thing towards light skin.
Every stereotype comes from somewhere, though. It comes from a truth.
Okay.
Every stereotype.
Somewhat,
So, yes,
I
most,
just-
most light-skinned dudes are arrogant because they get everything handed to them.
Yep.
They
That's
don't gotta
facts.
work hard like the
Yep.
field out there.
And what do you
He
call
in the
that?
house doing whatever you want to do.
Y'all got it tough for real.
Well,
Yeah.
see, I can only
He
talk
getting
from
it right now.
my
glad I ain't
perspective
like
Of course.
and what I've seen.
The privileged perspective.
See, no,
Do you
I've
get,
let
do
me
you
say.
get ashy for real? I don't think I
No, I
didn't hear the
get
rest of that
ashy.
conversation. You
I
do?
do. I do. I
Like
do
between
get
your
ashy.
knuckles?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
No, I know
And
they
then-
get ashy,
and then
but it's just not as easy. It's not as obvious.
No, their
not
skin
as
gets
visible.
dry.
And
They
then-
get ashy. Their
I-
skin
you
gets
know,
dry.
I guess because I'm a
His
red
skin
bone.
get
I don't
dry.
like to be ashy.
I feel you.
I constantly.
I can't help it, so I just put it on one time and know I put it on. It's not like I didn't try. I don't care what kind it is.
Bro,
But
us, as soon as we step out the shower, you be like,
oh, you're a female. Hey, y'all be slipping too.
You know
I
what?
swear, y'all little part on your ankle. Y'all be missing that little corner. No,
Put that
and they don't
little
want to have on socks all day.
We know it's ashy.
They're mine
Put
clean
that
though.
little sock.
They might be ashy, but they clean. Trust me. But for the most part, I always tell my light skinned homeboys, bro, just embrace being light skinned because y'all got some advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But just embrace it because even them girls be saying they don't like red dudes. really scratch the surface, you're gonna find out they was in love with a red dude before and all that. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
You know why?
or
Because
they're-
light-skinned dudes
trust
don't
me.
appreciate us.
Man, light skinned
like
girls
art.
be. I mean,
No, I'm
light skinned
saying
dudes love dark skinned
No,
girls.
light-skinned
They don't really
no,
rock
a
with
lot of
light-skinned
girls.
light-skinned
Black.
dudes.
Just like
light-
white dudes. I
No,
know.
light-skinned dudes really be coming down on us. Even light-skinned females, they just there's this girl, this singer, rapper, whatever. She made a song called "Yellow Bone Is What He Want."
Yo.
That is what he want. He wants that.
Like, bruh, like
Whatever guy
Still-
she was talking
But
about.
I don't even. It's not even that, but it's still like
Man,
that's
I
what
know
a lot-
what you're saying.
If you
I
look
feel-
at, if you really think
I
about
feel
it,
like white, I
Quel
feel
rouge,
like white
quel
men,
noir.
white
But-
men tend to date
M'appelle Jean-Liao.
dark skinned women.
But when she put that
That's-
song out,
that's
she
What'd
was
you say?
talking
White
to a
guys,
dark
like-
skinned woman.
She was
White
what?
guys, I think
She was
they
talking
tend to
to a
date
dark-skinned
dark
woman.
skinned women.
Exactly.
sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not
And,
even
and that's
talking, it's
and that's
okay.
why, you know, music
I'm not
is
even
very,
here
you
right
know,
now. Just,
where it's coming
just
from. If it's
talking.
not really,
You know, it doesn't even matter what I'm saying. You know, just let them have their own conversation.
I'm listening.
It's really no
Sorry,
I'm listening.
it's because I
Oh,
see
good.
you.
It's
I
not
see you.
Shellin and Justin, continue, please. I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt, my nigga. But to read Kodak's statement though that he said about the light skinned girls, he said, I just said I don't like women with my complexion. I like light skinned women. I want you to be lighter than me.
Dale.
I love African American women, but I just don't like my skin complexion.
So
He then goes on to say that light-skinned women are more sensitive, commenting that they can be broken down more easily. My complexion, we too gutter. Light-skinned women, they more sensitive. He continues, nah, they too tough. Light-skinned women, we can break them down more easy, you know what I'm saying?
it's self-hate.
End quote.
It's self-hate. And have y'all seen his mama?
But he's admitting. He's admitting to why.
It's
Self-hate.
the only thing.
He's
I don't-
admitting
That's
to
like
it though.
2018 or something
It's
like that.
definitely
It's
self-hate,
not
and
okay.
it comes from
When
slavery.
it comes to that statement,
it comes from what?
I appreciate the honesty, but Jit, you still wrong. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I thank you
Right.
for being honest, but Jit, you sick.
See, that's his opinion.
That's what I'm saying. That's his
just
preference.
like, yeah.
And
I
he
know,
gives
that's
you
why I
reasons
can't- I
why.
can't
It's like
knock
we were
it.
talking about the last
You
time we were
saying-
on, when we were talking about the, you know, why black men go with white women. That's just their preference.
But let me tell
That's
you,
why
And
I
it
said
comes
I
with the
can't knock it,
territory,
but it's
like
still,
you guys said.
this is the different. Don't forget that Kodak is a celebrity. Okay.
That's
Yeah, so
that's
when he
where
says
I'm
So
that,
at.
when
like
he
it-
says that,
yeah.
he got little young ones that are listening.
Feeling
Right.
like him, yeah.
His baby mama,
You're
his
right.
baby
They're gonna
mama's dark
start thinking
skin.
that it's okay.
You're right.
It's not
And that's
okay.
why they go for red bones. We
Exactly.
talked about that today on the panel. Like, social media is what's feeding
Yes.
and teaching this generation.
Yes.
But like I always say, don't let your kids only learn at school or on TV.
Yes,
Yeah.
you gotta
Teach them at the
yourself.
house too, because outside have a big influence.
A huge
But
experience.
trust me, if you be involved, not make them listen to this, just sometimes let them know, like, yo, you know what you're listening to?
Mm-hmm.
They might not listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just let them, oh, the kids, they don't know what they listen to. You're letting the outside influence control them more than you.
Easy.
Yeah.
Too far into this conversation. Let's get to the first conversation that I want to have for tonight in regards to late night love ties. I know this is really going to the left based on the light skin, dark skin struggle. Maybe in a couple weeks we can get more light skinned people out here to defend.
They ain't coming.
Yeah, I don't think they
They
ain't
not
gonna be ready.
coming.
They ain't
They
gonna
don't
be
get
ready.
out this late.
It's a whole lot of
Look,
melanin
see,
in
look,
here.
see,
But-
look, this is exactly
These
what I'm
are-
talking about. I'm here.
Whole lot
But
of
these are
melanin.
light
David,
skinned
am I not
people.
here?
But these are light skinned
Good
people that
Jesus.
understand their privilege. Those are the people I can like. I'll rock with you.
Understood.
Right.
Understand the privilege. Moi, privilege pas moi, c'est la grâce, mon Dieu, le source.
Amen.
So look, the first question that I want to ask you guys for tonight.
Talking about society though.
Right.
Society.
A woman who does not want to take on her husband's last name. How do you guys feel about that? Like, is it meaningful or is it just like old tradition? How do y'all feel about women that don't want to take their husband? Like, they get married, they say yes, but in regards to time to change their last name, like, nah. How do y'all feel about that?
It's all right. Why should she have to give her whole identity up? Excuse me? Who said, oh my God?
Junior walked away.
No, but me, personally, I'm going to take my husband's last name, but I'm also keeping mine. So it's going to be Shelon, Fizeme, and my husband last name. But
Quem vê, fiz em mim.
how can be Fizeme? Because that's,
Why?
that's my last name. First, my dad don't have any boys.
Okay.
All girls.
So you think you're gonna give your children your last name too?
If
Is that what you're planning on doing?
I would ask my husband for permission, I would like
That's
it.
no.
Why not?
That's your
But
daddy fault for not
if
having
you-
no,
let me
no,
say,
no boys. You ain't
when
gonna
I-
take my boys.
You
man.
got Have you ever Cubans, Mexican?
Yeah, I was about to say like they
They
have
all keep their
Ramon,
mom.
Huh?
It's like
like,
Cuban,
like
it's
they
like-
have the long
Yeah,
name.
like
Three.
three
Tell me about
three
Cuban
last
names.
name.
Yeah.
They
I'm
keep
about to
it.
ask you about no Cuban.
Why should a woman have to give up her identity that she had her whole entire life?
Chilling.
Because the Bible
Chilling.
says
Go ahead.
Chilling. What else like those Hispanics do you do? That's all I want to ask, and you can keep talking, because like them Cubans with the Hernandez and all that. Come on, bro. Are you serious? Like, I be wanting to be on your side? Yeah. Oh, man.
that's good. That's good.
Come on. But that was a good one, though. Just look up some more
right?
stuff. She tried, though.
She tried.
That's so funny. Go ahead.
She
Woody,
left
go
the
ahead,
whole
Woody.
conversation talking about you Cubans.
I'm gonna let y'all talk. Let me hear.
You're the only married person here, so
Right,
let's
let
keep
me
it
hear
going.
what
Let's
y'all
keep
got
it
to
going.
say.
Oh well, if they want to do that, that's just them. But me personally, like my last name Curl. You know what I'm saying? Like
Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre, John Peter. That's my name. John Peter. That's my last name.
No, you're not. John Pierre.
Whatever.
We know what Pierre means, but it's not. Ain't no
Whatever.
T's in it, but yeah.
But what? Like it's
So
like
you,
that's
you
just-
ready to give it up because you don't like your last name?
Curl. It's so long. You got a dash.
So that-
like
does
it's
that mean-
long. But nah, my last name just long. Like why even like, bro? That's the part. Like that's just a bonus out of being married. Like y'all become one for real. Like
Yeah.
Says the person who don't like her last name. But you're right, though. You're right, though.
I know I'm right.
But you don't like your last name.
That big
so.
Curl. Come on.
But I think as a man, I feel kind of played. Like, I don't know. She gotta come with some reason.
Okay,
No
cool,
time.
cool.
Like maybe if
Post on YouTube.
she's like got a big business, like she's a big brand, I'll probably let her keep her last name and add my last name. But
That's right.
other than that, I don't even care if she's the last girl.
Huh?
Yeah.
Said she a big
If she don't have a big brand, like her name, if her
So she a
name,
regular body.
no, she could be somebody, but if her name is big, like Kardashian, you know what I'm saying? Not
Right,
like
or somebody.
I couldn't suit
you
like
could be
B.E.L.I.E.V.E.
somebody, but your name
it's
don't
so-
matter if you change it.
If you a
Yeah.
doctor, are you a somebody?
What I'm saying is, say you sell clothes, and like you say your clothes,
It's
your
under
last
that
name
name.
is your
like
brand.
Calvin Klein.
I would say, okay, keep your name. But
Okay.
if you're big, regardless what your name is, like if it don't mess with your brand and your business,
I'm gonna switch it.
I want you to have my name.
Okay,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
do you mind if she keeps hers too?
When for like
Like the
no,
whole thing.
no.
Like adding your last name behind her last name.
No.
It's still
Only if her changing her name messes with her brand.
Nah, I feel you on that.
That's the only way
That's
I'm
actually a great way to
cool
look at
with it. I'm like, it's not gonna be a deal breaker. If she really want that, she can have that.
Because I was
But I'm
saying no all
if
the way,
she
but with that, I do
up to
feel
me, I'd rather her have my name. But if it's like
But
she
she-
want it so bad, I let her keep it. Ain't that big of a deal to me.
But she does have your last name.
No, I'm saying if she wants to keep her last name with an hyphen, like it's so serious to her, she can do that. I don't want my wife so mad for that. Whatever reason, like some girls just like stuff their way. Like sometimes it ain't that big
It's
to
the
me.
ego.
But if it's
Well,
up to me,
Women have egos too.
you know,
Well,
I'm
Beyonce
changing the name.
Beyonce kept her kept Knowles. Beyonce Knowles Carter.
Because that name, that brand.
But she's
When
just
they-
Beyonce. But she's just Beyonce. They don't have Beyonce Knowles. They know
Oh,
her. as
everybody know
Beyonce.
Beyonce last name.
Yeah.
Everybody know her daddy, her mama. We know
And
her
then the thing
like
is, she
Salon.
may have inheritance too. That will play a big role in, you know what I mean?
The
If
last
there's
name.
a legacy or a trust or something that is
It's that brand.
under that, the
Yeah.
brand that is there, you know, hey, if that's, you know, we got to keep that last name so that we can get that
bread.
inheritance. Why not? You know what I mean?
But for
But
the,
how do you feel about it though, Justin?
Me, you know, I'm pretty at the I would want her to carry my last name. You know, if you want to keep your last name, there has to be a really good reason, because this is the thing, you know, if you wanted to keep your last name, you should have married your dad. You get what I'm saying? It's just
That's
this
some
is.
Alabama stuff.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
they don't even do
like
that in Alabama. You done tried
it's
that
like
whole
Hey.
you know a man that finally
You gotta
wife
go-
obtains favor. Like this, you're clinging
Thing,
on
so
to
you
him.
never know. That's
And like
Home
the part that
Alabama.
makes a man feel like he's accomplished and he's arrived when it comes to marriage is that when she's taking that when she's taking that name.
Okay, but I feel like it's an ego thing.
for both, right?
Yeah,
But-
married.
Go ahead, go ahead,
On both
Wendy.
sides
Especially
though.
for-
Is it a man,
It's an
Miss
ego
Married
thing.
woman?
Y'all
Is it
very-
just you shake your head ego for men or both sides?
For men.
Yeah, it's an
So,
ego thing.
there's
It
nothing-
really,
It's an
really
ego
is.
thing, but it's listen. It's
It
the
is an
he
ego thing.
sacrificed-
I admit it. It is an ego thing.
All
Like my
about
wife has
ego.
taken my name. Like it's a place of ego. It's
Why
a
you
place of
can't say her last name?
huh?
Cause they ain't the
Whoa.
rule.
What?
Nah.
Who told you that?
You see,
Y'all
I'm
told
cool
us
with the
that.
females, but she tripping. Like,
Thank you.
Say her
all
last
the way
name.
left
See,
with
and
it.
then she.
Thank you.
Why?
nah.
What is the last name?
Can you do
No,
that?
I'm
Now,
just
can
like,
you?
I
You
don't-
can do that?
You can, yeah.
No, you
yeah.
can get married and take the girl name.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Or
In
you
America?
can-
That's
you can
probably
also-
why it don't happen. I bet a lot of
America
people
do
don't
it.
even know
You
that.
can, yeah.
Hey, yo,
Name one
You can.
person, Shellan.
I don't even know the
Like
rich
she's
person.
no-
You talking about it happens.
No, it happens.
Wendy, name
It
one
happens.
person.
Definitely happens.
It happens. I just
It
don't know
happens.
them.
Name one person.
Because I'm with black people all the time.
Name one person, Wendy.
It's a celebrity.
$1 million question. I bet she ain't gonna get that one.
Somebody. I can
Nope.
look it
Oh,
up.
that's a
Y'all
celebrity.
can't name one person.
I can Google it. Somebody will pop up.
Somebody,
Google it.
yeah.
Of course,
And it'll be a
random.
celebrity though.
Oh yeah.
It'll be stuff because it's
They
gonna
might
be on
not even
Google.
But I'm
be
just saying that's
heterosexual though.
Oh no,
It's
I
what?
don't. You know.
might not
I
even
don't
be
know. I
heterosexual.
don't know what's happening in the world.
no.
So my
You
point
gotta
is-
be for that situation. I'm just saying. Can heterosexual couples do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Well, go ahead,
Googled,
Wendy.
I
What's your-
Googled it. It's unknown people.
Unknown.
Yeah.
Somebody.
See, you know how
Somebody
people,
dated.
women
Somebody.
tell you something with a straight face and make you believe it.
I'm telling you.
I had a feeling
I
they
know
was
the challenges.
not sure. I ain't gonna say
women
lying,
said-
but
yeah,
I
it
just was
happens.
like, I want to believe
I
it.
used to take it, but now
Because I don't know.
Challenge it real quick. You'll see, bro. They be folding.
They
Well, go ahead,
straight
Wendy.
face.
So this is actually something that happened in my marriage. It took me 3 years to.
But you
change
got
my
a raw last name though.
Say it again.
Your last
My
name.
last name dope.
Yeah, it's lit. Joint.
My
Yeah,
last
you feel me?
name.
Her last name.
Dope.
Is lit.
And the fact that you say it's dope, like that goes,
on.
that's crazy.
My last name is sick.
So why weren't you able to keep it?
My husband said no.
But you can keep
And in
yours
your submission,
He,
what did you
he
do?
didn't want that. He didn't want that.
In
He
your
didn't want that.
submission,
It
what
was
did you do?
drama.
Because
Ego.
you
We
love
had
your husband,
arguments
what'd you do?
over it.
See?
I remember one time of Jesus.
Yeah,
I went to my friend's wedding and I was hosting or I was doing something at her wedding. She had my name on the program and she put a joint on that. Like my husband was so
May I ask why you wanted to keep your last name?
because it's dope.
That's just what
That's it. I love my
like your
last
family
name.
history
'Cause you
or
loved
just the
it.
name?
I love my last name.
You loved
People
it.
actually
my last
called
name.
me by my last name.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. Forever, too.
And it's just and my dad doesn't have any sons. The name is not dead because I have cousins
Brother-in-law,
and all that
Y'all
other
dad's
cousins,
problems.
jazz.
cousins.
Stop giving
But
me y'all
within
dad's
my
problems.
line, it's
be
dead.
dead.
It's not my
But you know what's so
And
funny?
I changed my last name. I
Your
did
dad
it because
still
of
have kids,
Jesus.
bro.
I didn't do it for no other reason.
Because of
And
Jesus.
Jesus better
I'm just
put
saying.
something on my crown when I get to heaven
Your
for
dad
it
still
because
have
Because
kids,
of
bro.
Jesus.
it's a only because of Jesus. Only because
Not
of
because
Jesus.
of Will.
Not because of my husband. No. Jesus, I didn't
But-
want all the arguments because
but
he
as-
brought up arguments. It
So
really
it
did.
was very intense.
Yeah, it was. He was so serious. My husband is
But
a
as a
A-type
husband-
personality.
It was
He's not
intense.
playing. Like, and
But you know what's
see,
something,
hers
you know-
is different. Her last name Joint.
It's nice, bro.
You gonna call me, hey yo Jean Pierre? Like, bro, who gonna, hey yo Jean Pierre?
Yeah.
Like,
Back on that.
it hurt.
Give me your last.
Yo, you
give
got a
it to
good
me.
last name, bro.
That's
I'm looking for a new
No, but
last
when
name.
like God
That's
forbid,
okay.
God
You know
forbid
what-
you get divorced, you gonna keep your husband's back.
That's
you not
mine.
going back to Jean-Pierre?
That's mine. That is mine.
Your new man gonna be so mad at you.
That is mine. I changed.
You know, basically,
Yes,
so
sir.
we had just recently, me and my girlfriend had just had this conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what she brought up or what she pointed out to me was that you know in the early days, most of the Haitian women did not take only their husband's name; they took on both names,
Exactly.
and they abbreviated. And I told her I was on to be honest with you. I told her I said, okay, I'll be okay with that, but
My husband
what is the
represented that.
real point of you doing that?
Cause I love my husband.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to leave.
That's my
And I was-
name.
I've been
and
living
listen,
with myself. I've been living with myself.
And this is the thing. I was coming from this perspective because her dad wasn't like her and her mom, or her dad and her mom weren't like they weren't married, they weren't together or whatever. And so I was like, babe, like, what's the point? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we could just go. And then she asked me that question, like you said, what if you take my last name and we do such and such, such and such? And I was like, I don't know. But it happens. And I think it will come to the place of the agreement of the couple. Me personally, is it going to change my, my role or my, ego as a man? No. If my girl wants me to take her last name and she wants, she wants to keep her last name, I will.
I like you,
No,
Joe.
I will. I honestly, genuinely will.
what about
Si
your
le fait
son?
madame moins content, et si ça madame moins voulait,
What about your sons though, Justin? Like,
my
what about your
sons,
children?
they will carry our last names, both of ours.
Don't
Both
lose your
of
talk.
them?
Yeah, they will carry both. Whatever. If my wife is
And
carrying
Junior out
it,
here saying that's a light skinned answer.
see, there you go, light skin.
No.
Jenny, Jenny got something to say.
What's up?
Jenny don't say much, but she got something to
No,
say.
I read a
Let's see it.
book. It's not even at this. Like, I
But
just
you
thought
said
about
you
it.
had something to say. Say it.
Okay, I read a book. Two things I had to say. I read a book
Got this
where
something.
a family they made their own last name. I think it happened in real life. Like they made their own new last name for the family. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't have his last name, her last name. They just made a
They
whole
became a
whole new
couple.
last
I mean,
name.
when they got married.
Yeah.
So that means they started a whole new lineage. I respect that.
That's what's up.
And
man.
then
What
another
else?
thing,
That's
I
too
feel
much,
like
though.
a lot of women don't want to change their last name because they feel like they're probably losing their identity.
That's what I said.
I
And
can-
see,
I
like,
can
this
believe
is
it.
Like
this
they're
is-
I was
But-
just about
They're
to
losing
know
their
what's so funny?
life
But I
as a
thought you
man.
won once you become,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, y'all still
I lose
won.
my
That's
identity
You're
too.
still your own person.
Of
yeah,
course.
like,
I'm
you
just saying
still
that's
got
what
your
y'all be
own
screaming
business,
to
you
us.
still got your own goals.
Like
you
y'all
know?
be screaming and join it and we're one. So I'm just
When you
saying.
think about it in that way,
I'm just saying. I just.
when you think about it in that way, it's kind of real. Like you don't want to lose yourself. You know,
I
you
agree
my
with
hus-
that.
You
And
my
that's what she
husband,
said.
but I don't
If
want
you
to
lose
lose
And the other
myself.
thing is too,
Your
the
name?
expenses.
But your name
You
says
know what's
everything
crazy,
as
though?
you are as a
And
person.
This may go against my argument too. What happened?
Nothing. You good?
Okay.
I heard my voice.
This
I'm
may
like,
go. This may go against my argument as well. But last names are cap anyway. They're not ours.
Exactly.
Like only thing that's ours is our
Hallelujah.
first name.
Remember,
Like
these-
our last
these
names
white
literally
folks
were given
give
to
it
us by our
Hallelujah.
slave owners, bro.
That's
Whoever was your slave owner, if his last name was
Yeah.
Brown,
Hallelujah.
everybody on that
Haitians.
plantation, Haitians especially.
Hey.
Why you think
Yeah.
we all Jean Baptiste and Jean Pierre?
I think we should make our own.
Stop
All
last
of us
name.
was
joint.
on that one plantation. They named us all Jean Baptiste because that's who we were owned
so
by.
we,
Jean
should we
Baptiste.
normalize making our own last name and making our own
Tumbatu.
It's
legacy?
too late now.
What you mean? It's never
Too
too late to go
late.
to the courthouse and change your name.
I'm not losing Jean Baptiste. I mean, it's not like that. I love Jean Baptiste, but
See?
I don't
See?
care about my
Jean
first
Pierre.
name.
So you love their
So
name,
he's
huh?
adopted to the
You-
same.
I'm about to get deep. I'm about to get deep.
Because and
love
that,
that name,
but just
huh?
like the woman, she been with that name for
crazy.
20,
She right,
30,
she hate
40
that name.
years.
What
you say?
You been with this name.
No, I know. I
You've
know.
identified with this name for 20, 30, 40 years, whatever age you are when you're getting married. And then you're like,
You gotta give up your whole.
quitte ça. Jean-Baptiste Fouillet.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Why
last
now?
name,
Why now?
that.
So because you know how does that work though? Like after you get married, you go to the courthouse and change your name.
So
It's like
first
before-
you
even
go
before
to
you
the
marry.
Social
a lot of
Security office.
sophistications.
I don't know.
First you go to
Lot
the
of
Social
per-
Security office. You change that Social Security.
So it
then
doesn't
they-
just happen when you get married. Your last name changes.
Oh no, it's
That's not
definitely a
magic.
process.
Insurance.
And that's
If
another
you're in
thing.
school, you gotta
Yeah.
switch it in school. And that was
It's
another
so
degrees.
much.
She was like, "What about all my degrees that have
Yeah,
Jerome on it?"
it's
And then that's
so
why I thought,
much.
like, you did work hard for those degrees. And then a
Right.
friend of mine told me because they were, he just recently got married and his wife was looking in how much it was gonna cost to get her, the new married name, and then they reconsidered, to just leave degrees in.
You gotta keep both.
Listen.
No, she didn't keep. He
I got a
she
friend.
carried his last name, but she did just keep the degrees in
Her maiden name.
in her maiden name. But like school, it took forever for her school name, like for them to switch over, the name.
No, that is a lot though.
it took.
It's
It's
so
it's a
much.
process. It is.
is.
It really is.
I got a friend. He decided to marry his wife beforehand. So when she graduated, she could graduate with his last name on the degree. He refused to let her graduate
You
with
see,
her daddy's last name.
see,
on it.
and
'Cause
so
it's
which
some
means
men out
like
there.
she had to
And
submit
he
all
light
that
skinned.
paperwork.
But
That's the game. You see what is going
And
on
he light
tonight.
skinned.
It shall be well in
Yes.
the name of Jesus.
So the light skin guy, y'all can't live, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. So look, man, we're gonna take a little break, man, and come back to this next conversation that I think is even deeper. But,
Oh God.
Y'all care too much
God
about
bless.
that.
All right, family. So we right back at it. Late night love ties. The conversation continues. Oh man. So we started out at light skin. Damn it. Light skin, dark skins, and light skins. So the question I want to ask you guys is as we talked about changing the last name, the woman changing her last name after she gets married. So now let's say, God forbid, you guys get a divorce, and now the woman takes custody of the children. And in her custody of the children, she says that, man, she finds another guy. She's planning on getting married. And she's choosing to change the last name of your children to this guy's. How do my fellas feel about that?
What?
She wants to change.
She
the
could
pa-
change hers.
Yeah. How
It's
you
not-
feel about her changing the children's last
That's,
name?
I find that very
It
disrespectful.
is.
Are you a deadbeat?
It doesn't matter.
It very much
If
matters.
you're a deadbeat,
If you're
I don't
deadbeat-
knock.
What's a deadbeat?
What?
Okay,
Because there's
someone
dads that are
If
there and still
you're a guy,
deadbeats.
okay, let's say you're a guy that leaves the kid's life, and then she meets a new guy,
and the
remarries
guy's the one that
him.
raised that kid.
Yeah.
And done
Then-
everything for that kid. Why should you?
Not a daddy, though.
It does not matter.
But he's
not-
been-
Why
not
should
listen.
that.
you?
He wasn't
He's
the
a role
father, but
model.
he's a dad. Like
He's
he
a
was
role
really
model.
a dad.
Get a
Role model.
mentor.
Yeah, he's a role
Come on,
model.
you left the child's life. You think you have the
right.
right?
I ain't gonna lie, honestly, me, I wouldn't even want the children to have my last name because that would be green on me. It's not my kids. It's not my children.
But I
I'm
hear
still
you.
gonna be in their life. No, don't knock me. Like stepdad of the year type stuff, but I'm not
Oh, so
going.
okay, so you the new husband.
Yeah,
You
if
don't
I'm the
want
new
the kids to
husband, I'm
have
not.
I wouldn't
I'm
want-
not
I wouldn't
going
want
to
that
have
either.
Why
her
would you
change
not
the
want a
children to
kid
me.
that you raise from the
Because
age
they're
of
not my
Only
blood.
way that they could
But
actually-
you can love them like they was your, but that's how you
I
love
would
somebody.
do that. I'm gonna
I
do
would.
that.
But it's like
But-
just like how like you have a
My last
friend and
name,
it's like
though.
that's like that's not even like a friend no more. That's your blood. That's your brother. It's like the same love. Like
Yeah.
and it's just like to show that type of love. You got my last name. You mine for real.
I'm like,
By
I'm
law,
not-
how is
not
like
my
what's
last name.
the
Right. The only way that people could actually do that is if the man abandons the child, because then the stepdad would have to adopt. The
right,
child.
right. Okay,
So
okay.
he would actually
Thank you
have
for
to
that
say, "I'm
clarification.
abandoning this child as my child."
He has to say it.
And basically, yeah, because you have to abandon the child to be adopted.
And it's probably
So
a
he
lot
has
of
to
paperwork.
like basically what they would say denounce
release
like
the,
that he's
release his rights.
right,
to
right.
The kid.
I was
So-
gonna say like how is
Yeah.
that? So that's where the conversation will come like between the two, like the wife and the ex-husband.
Right.
Me personally, if I'm involved, sont fréquents.
Yeah, that's
Like that's
disrespectful.
very disrespectful for you to even ask me that,
Yeah, if you
especially if I'm involved.
If you're involved.
You get what
yes.
I'm saying? If you know, you'd be surprised. Some men will probably, yeah, go ahead, get a little name. You know what I mean? Give me their name.
Wait,
You know,
what
they don't
voice
want.
is
They don't
that?
want. They don't want that responsibility anyway.
Whatever guy who says
Says
that
that.
is gonna sound like that too. It's gonna sound just like that. Like
So yeah, I
Honey,
think
you look
you know
cute, my
from
lad
me,
name.
me personally, like you know, God forbid if that to happen to me, you know, I know that I would be involved in my children's life, and I would tell her like you know that's I'm gonna act like you didn't ask me that question.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
But
wouldn't-
agree.
yeah.
If the
Yeah, 'cause
father's in the life.
at the end of the day, she would have to bring that up to me.
would have to. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't just do it without.
And like, would you?
Yeah.
Like when did you say?
What if I snap, bro?
What if you
She made me
snap?
think about it real on a real
I felt
logical
probably
sense.
like,
Like you gotta go
what?
to the ex-husband and make him sign some
Yeah,
stuff,
gotta
you
go
know.
for- I actually have a friend.
Who's
that's
gonna
doing
sign that?
She got
But I'm
a-
just saying, like if
He's
you're
like a
with,
real
You know-
deadbeat, bro. Like
you know-
I had a friend with a deadbeat dad, deadbeat husband, baby daddy, and they have a son. They have one son together,
that term.
and she goes through all these problems. And because he paid whatever the court said the child support is, he's not in the kid's life.
Right.
He don't call. He
But
don't
because he
text,
pays.
don't nothing. But he pay his child support.
That boy
She
can't.
can't go.
And guess what?
nowhere,
She can't-
do nothing.
he can't
Hello.
wait till he turn 18.
That kid,
do
that
nothing.
kid gonna be a Jean Pierre forever.
Right, Right.
But you know another thing is, you know, if some like my mom, you know, my little sister, she carries my mom's last name. Like from the jump, like her
crazy.
dad wasn't involved. And guess what she did? She gave my little sister her last name.
I agree.
And you know,
that happens though.
so
That
guess what?
happens.
That's
She ain't
different.
got to fight. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You're not
So
married,
there was
you're
no
not that.
fight
Why
because he
not?
wasn't there to sign the birth certificate anyways.
Exactly.
So
You know?
what am I fellas? Because I'm sure that I'm sure that none of the guys here are gonna go for that. How you feel about it, man?
I mean, I'm not gonna go for it. Yeah. But I've seen dudes or situations where they should go for it.
Yeah.
They're so sorry. No, they're so sorry.
That's what I was about to go into.
They're so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen dudes get out of prison and their baby mama moved on. Well, I don't know this person personally. My homeboy was dating the guy's baby mom. Mm-hmm. The guy has multiple kids with this woman. Gets out, says, "Oh, I thought you said you was gonna wait for me." She didn't wait or whatnot.
That's a whole nother
Guess
topic.
what he
That's a
said?
great
But listen.
That's a whole what?
Listen. Guess what the guy says?
If
If you're not,
since
since you didn't wait, he can have my kids.
He said this.
He can, and he went deep. Like,
Right,
I'll write
in the
all-
rating, yeah,
I'll
see?
write
So
them.
that's your flesh and blood.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, dudes like that,
But
They deserve it.
their jits. I mean, like his jits.
they deserve
They don't
a
deserve
new last name.
another cat's
Right,
last
Another
name.
last name.
That's what I'm
And then
saying.
think
Situations
about it,
like that.
It's
let's
so
say
cap.
like when it's time for them to have their own kids, like bro, I'm giving them the last name of a deadbeat, you know?
Yeah,
You know,
like you don't
it's-
want to carry that, you know?
That's so true because I'm
It's in
I'm
his
in a
blood,
place
though,
of
man.
fasting and praying, praise the Lord.
It's crazy how much.
You know,
things
even
can be
about my
passed
last
on
name
to
because of that. Because I just came to find out that my biological dad is not the last name that I carry. And so, for many years, my grandfather is who I knew as a father. And, our whole family, all his children, my mom, brother, and sister are all the same last name because they're all from, same mom, same dad. I'm actually considering of carrying my grandfather's last name. So everything that has with legacy would be and go towards that. And it goes for the siblings. None of their fathers are involved. And so, like, it's to the place where I'm really thinking not only about legacy, but you don't deserve to get the praise on this hard work that's come from this Lewis family. You get what I'm saying?
So
That's just-
how do you guys feel about deadbeat fathers, though, man? Like, I think that's a conversation.
What's
that
so
we should
hard
have, bro.
about raising?
it's a lack of
It's
I mean, I'm not.
it's
Well, I don't want
hard
to say.
lack of taking
Why would you
responsibility.
not? Like,
Want
this is
to.
yours.
Yeah. But it comes with the culture, the training, the music. And that's what I'm going to say when it comes to deadbeats.
It can also be mental health.
I think it's the
also.
individual.
Yeah.
bro.
Because there's cats that do though. I never had a daddy. If you never had a daddy, you know how it felt to not have a daddy.
why would
You
you
shouldn't
project-
leave a jit.
Yeah, bro.
Then some do though. I never had a daddy, so I don't know how to be a daddy. So my daddy left me, so I left it. All these excuses.
Excuses.
You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, a deadbeat, I think it's like you said about the colorism. It's somewhat self-hate, like for real. Because I don't help raise kids that ain't mine, and one of the main things I sit there like, how could somebody leave that jit?
Yeah.
Like, and not
really
because
don't make
it's
sense.
mine. Or, I mean, because I'm
talking about-
in the
don't
kid's
even-
life.
don't
Just
even come and
how
check,
could you
bro.
leave
Like-
your own kid? You don't even know if your jig's sick.
Don't even know
But
the
I
right
do it.
birthday.
It ain't even mine.
It's like to your Timon when
Like-
you don't know their birthday.
That's what
so,
I
Papa-
don't really understand.
No, but
That's so-
it goes
sorry.
it goes real deep, bro. But go ahead, love.
No, Char just sent a picture to the group chat like a couple hours ago. She sent a screenshot of this guy. He posted a picture of the baby. He's like, "Bro, I'm a father. I have no idea what I'm doing." Like, you know what I'm
No, it
saying?
is scary.
Like, but it's like just the
Damn.
fact
Right
that
now
like
he's
they don't
there.
know what they're doing, but it's like they still want to go through
Yeah,
it.
that means
They want to go
how
through
can
this
you
unknown
not?
journey.
Exactly.
But it's like they don't even like deadbeats don't even want to go through that. Like you're like, man, I ain't
They
no problem.
self-hate.
Like,
What I'm saying,
don't
they
care.
I'll
obviously
speak.
don't care.
That's
I-
another excuse too. That men be like, man, I don't even know the jit man. Da, 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 da. Like, you green, bro. You green.
you-
know,
and you-
know that what
and you
doing
really
on
gonna-
fashion, bro. You know you
like Mari, I was just about to say like Mari. People really went to Mari and
But they
stuff.
know that's
like,
their kid, bro.
Nah, some of that, no, some of that, some of
I
those
don't
be
know
real
nothing about that. I don't
Nah,
know
some of
nothing
that be
about
real
that. Oh, you talking
stories.
Maury?
Yeah,
Yeah, you talking
that
about
be
Maury.
real stories.
No, I heard Maury. My bad.
My thing sometimes when them dudes they use a little, I don't know if it's mine excuse. You sit there and stop and like, so you're not gonna try to find out? Like they don't want to know because they kind of already know it's theirs. Then they really got to take responsibility.
They don't want to be disappointed
If they do that, see, I ain't buy no shoes because I don't know if it's mine. I don't know.
But you didn't find out.
Like you could try to, you could find out.
I
What
I
you
had,
talk
a, I
about?
had a friend that went through that though. I had a friend that went through that, and I'm talking about, man, and our whole like people close to us that were talking was like, oh man, you know what I mean, you know the child not yours, blah 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 blah. But he, He knew he played his role as far as, you know what I mean? So she was messing with two different dudes, but she wasn't even sure who.
That's wild.
You feel what I'm saying?
It happens.
And so
Why you
at
put
some
yourself
point,
in that type of position,
at some
bro?
point, you know,
It
she
happens.
she
going
had
raw,
came,
chick,
she
everybody
had, she
going
was
raw.
sure. At
does
one point,
happen.
she was sure, and then it came out that she was sure. But him himself was like, you know what, like shucks, like so he all the way up until DNA test, the child was born, he was there. I don't even remember if he signed the birth certificate or whatever, but like he was there, like day of birth. I'm talking about pregnant the whole 9 months. He was there for her. You know what I mean? He supported, financially with food. Listen, this
You can do that right before the
I
shit
didn't
born.
I didn't listen.
I never knew that
La
was real.
jeunesse, il y a des jeunes Simone.
I
So
was
they
just
waited.
wait to see if my
No,
chick in my light
this
skin.
was like maybe 5 years ago.
My chick in
About
my light
five.
skin, I'm getting
Yeah,
getting
maybe
DNA.
5 years ago.
And she dark
I
skinned.
mean, it's not.
Mine, man.
It's
Ashy
not
babies.
a
I need
safe
ashy babies.
procedure,
Shit.
but you can do it.
Yeah, so he waited till the baby was fully perceived, and it broke his heart. But like I told him straight up. I said, much respect to you, because imagine if the child was yours and you would have abandoned that woman for those 9 months.
Yeah,
and I said, there's a blessing
And
for
then try to
you.
pop up at
For you,
yeah.
yes.
start
And I
making
said, there's a
decisions
blessing
for
in there
chick.
for you, because and then sakpi that the shame that he had to go through. Even after that, because everybody was like, you stupid. You know what I mean? Everybody was pointing fingers, but then again, you know what I mean? He
A
took.
lot of time
the
they
shame
say
should
you
be on
stupid,
her,
but
not
in the end of the
him.
day,
The shame should be
damn if you
more
do,
on
damn
her.
if you don't.
You know what's so
you know?
crazy?
Yeah,
I
those type
know,
of situations. Yeah.
like I know a individual where like it's kind of like what happened with your people. Like it kind of happened like in the opposite. Like the girl, she was pregnant and she didn't like know who the daddy was, but she knew that guy he got it like that. He was like known in the streets. He got like this baby was gonna be set.
So you try to trap homie.
Bruh, like this baby was 3 years old and he like one day he just looked at this shit like, you don't look like me or your mama. Like 3 years old. Like
that's
he's
where that
taking
becomes
care of
dangerous.
this baby. And he went and go took a test. That shit wasn't even his. That broke his
Crazy,
heart.
bro.
He got his last name.
Why he wouldn't
And
do
at that
though?
point, you don't even know if you want to lead a jit, because now you're gonna feel like
You
you
like,
greedy
bruh,
to just
you
lead,
like,
because
he
it's not
like
the jit's
it's
fault.
already been
It's not
the
his
baby's
fault.
the baby's already 3 years old. Like he's calling you dad. Like
Listen,
So Junior, how do you feel about all this, Junior?
not that
in regards
long.
to
3 years old
like the
is
deadbeat
not
dad?
that long. You can still walk away.
3 years old. Shut up, the heartless.
By the time that jerk turned 5, he's not gonna remember you.
I'm leaving the chick, but I'm still gonna be in the jit life. Like I'm
Yeah,
still gonna
like-
pull up with gifts and stuff and just take
Yeah,
them out. Like
By the
yeah.
time the jet turned 5, he would not know who you are.
You
Walk
tripping.
That's not
away.
true. That's not
Nah,
true.
you tripping. Just
You
remember.
won't know though.
You
I
would
won't say
think
that, because even at like my little sister's
Jit got pictures.
she knows people by name. Like she
Yeah.
know, you know what I mean? Like
2 years
my
old?
girlfriend. Okay, my girlfriend's
My son is
niece.
2.
She knows
In the
like,
mic,
by
brother.
name.
In the
Yeah.
mic. In the mic, big
Like
guy.
my little sister, my girl's niece, like she would literally like my voice, my face, and she would be like, Justin. You know, my little sister, like she knows people, like even like
That's different. That's if they used to you. If
Well,
they used to
That's
you.
it.
But
He
3
talking about
years,
his
but
dad.
Meglanda Kailax.
That's
Okay,
your
that's your
dad.
dad, though.
That's your dad. You see him every
Every
day.
day.
Daddy.
Like every
After
he
3
was-
years old, right?
Uh-huh.
You leave. The kid might mention your
No,
name once in a while.
no.
Dada.
They will forget
You're
because
Tom,
everybody.
Johnny, but after
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna get lost. It's real, huh?
Okay. My cleaning lady hasn't been to my house in about 2 years.
Come on here, come on. And he's still.
And my daughter, she's 5 now, and she was 3.
Carol.
Oh, fancy.
And
That- No, benediction. Grâce là, oui,
It's been 2 years.
Grâce Maria, oui, c'est grâce là.
That's how
But my daughter still knows.
It's the last name. It's the last name. She gave up that last name. Now look, she got a clean lady. She gave up her last name. She gave up joint. Now look, she got a clean lady.
She has a chef too, if y'all didn't know.
Yes,
She got
yes.
You have a
personal
chef?
Yeah,
I ain't got no my mama.
yeah.
Don't let him.
You know, mommy still does throw down for
Other
the,
player, other player.
you know.
my mom. You know, you just like
Yeah.
go get
Yeah.
But like
No,
that's just so wrong.
They know it.
But the
They
kids,
kids
so
don't
much.
forget.
and it's been that
Okay,
long
and
that they
after
still
you
remember.
leave-
Yeah, the kids.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You trying to tell me?
Ask Junior the question. I ain't heard Junior talk at all.
Junior, you trying to tell me that you remember things when you were 3 years old?
You don't
Yeah.
remember him?
Bro,
Yes.
He told us
Tell her.
about
3
what the
years
whooping-
old.
what
Now
the
let's
whooping
be
you got?
real.
3?
Dave, you remember them when you were
No,
3?
I think there's like a
No,
certain
I remember
time
random
when
stuff though. In my
I
life.
remember
I just
everything.
remember random stuff.
Me too.
You can say 7, 8, but 3 ain't no way.
I remember.
How you know that?
I
No way.
remember
You gotta-
stuff. I remember
just
stuff. I
abandoned
remember
that
stuff when I
child,
was 3
though.
years
I'm
old.
leaving.
Completely.
I remember. I remember.
Bro, you know-
not
Gabe,
everything,
Gabe. Go
of
ahead,
course
brother. Go
not.
ahead,
But I
brother.
remember
Gabe,
random
alright,
stuff.
so
Yes.
as
3
far
years
as
old? Nah, baby. No.
as far as
No.
as the deadbeat, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now that I'm about to be a dad, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna
Congratulations,
thank
my
you,
brother.
bro. Thank you.
You about to be a dad?
Yeah.
Clap it up for Junior one time.
One time, one time.
May God take you and favor you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Amen.
Now it's like, so this here's the thing. All right, my dad was always in my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until like a certain point where I got older, where he's not here no more, basically. But he always sat me down and always be like, "Yo, I got problems with your mom. I don't have problems with you
Yeah,
or your
yeah.
siblings.
Yeah.
So you guys, you will always be my son. Your brother will always be my son. Your daughter, my sister will always be, you know what I'm saying? But now that I'm older, I'm grown, I'm about to have my own child. I can't really look at my earthly father, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I can only look, like, to be honest, I'm speaking the truth. Like, to be honest, I can only look at, like, learn from God, because that's the only perfect father.
Amen.
Yeah.
So,
Amen.
and then now it's like, now that I'm about to be a dad, bro, I don't want to be no deadbeat. I want to see my, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to have a girl,
I think
too,
that's-
like.
I think that's the worst.
Exactly. I just, bro,
I
the
don't think
other
there's
day.
anything that you could call a man worse
The
than that, bro.
deadbeat.
Exactly. The
Like,
other.
even in the streets though, man. Like, can you even trust a nigga that don't like take care of his kids, bro?
I
Like,
can't.
Any of them out there in the
Usually-
streets?
Usually out there, them was like, they were loyal to their homeboy. But being that how I think, I didn't trust it. I was like, nah, bro. Because
Take care of your blood.
yeah, not just your blood, the one who you made, bro. Like,
it's your jit.
because
Exactly.
you
It
know,
just shows you ruthless.
but it just, as a deadbeat, from what I've seen, now I ain't no deadbeat, but from what I've seen, they're losing more than the kid. Because there's moments and
That's real.
situations
Yeah,
that
for real,
money
for real.
or nothing can buy. I done
That's
had
facts.
moments with kids that ain't mine,
Mm-hmm.
or even nieces and nephews, to the point where I was like, damn, ain't no moment, no money, no nothing can replace this. And I just, did it with this kid, not their daddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, the deadbeats are losing
Yeah.
for real.
That's a real statement.
And you know
That's
what,
I
Gabe?
started
Like,
to realize.
Like, do you not understand how much joy a baby brings? Like, you see a jip from, like, a baby from the church, and you see them walking for the first time, you get so happy. Like,
Crazy.
Jip, when
Like
you
the first-
started
the first-
walking,
yeah,
like, when
yeah.
you started walking,
Junior,
and this is your
what you
kid.
about to say, Junior?
I was gonna say, like, speaking of like the moments you can't explain, right? So the other day, right, I'm at Ty's house, right? And then I usually like rub
Shout
on
out
her
to Ty,
stomach.
shout
Yeah,
out to
shout
Ty.
out to
That's a
Ty.
big homie.
I usually rub her stomach,
Big belly
right?
homie.
But now it's like in a way, now that the baby's like almost here type stuff, like she knows my voice in the stomach. So like if I touch her, like she'll react. Like, and if like my brother touch her, she's not gonna react the same way as if I touched her. In a way, like the other day she was kicking Ty, right,
Man,
doing
chill out, bro.
gymnastics.
You about to make me go.
Chill.
I'm about to get married,
It's
bro.
serious, serious. So she was
I'm about
about
to
to
get
like.
married,
It's just that connection is just like, bro. It's like I'm not even she's not even here yet, but she already knows like, yo. So how can I leave?
Yeah.
So what would I look like if I just leave all of a sudden, right? And it's like, bro, that's cap, bro. I can't do that to that's my seed, bro. So I can't really. I gotta be there.
That's
I gotta
your
watch
creation.
it. Yeah, exactly. You feel me? That's my
So
responsibility.
give
bro.
a message to the deadbeats, man.
To the deadbeats, get your together. You know what I'm saying? Just know that you're missing a lot. And you know what I'm saying? You should strive to be in your child's life, because at the end of the day, only
P.S.
hard
You a
it is.
loser. P.S. You a loser.
I would-
Like, you a goof.
I would say I
How
lose
can
because I don't know people's situation.
Nah, you a loser, bro.
My message to the
Ain't no
deadbeats.
situation.
This is my message to the
You a
deadbeats.
loser.
There's no,
What a camp-
there's
You a
no
loser.
passes. There's no justification
You a
for it.
Nothing.
You are a loser,
Yeah.
but you do. It's still, you can always fix it. I don't care if
right.
your daughter 50 years old.
Pull up.
Because
If you can fix something. I'm telling you.
fix
Have
something.
a conversation.
Trust me,
Because
because that's another thing I try to tell. Because I done had women who mad at their deadbeat daddies too, and I say, listen, they sucked, and guess what? They missed out on a precious woman, a precious daughter. But now you suck because you so mad. You can reach out to him too, because some men, even though they're men and they should take the initiative, we all ain't that strong or not that dude. Or I
'Cause we
told
know
you, a lot of
she gonna cuss
deadbeats
me
have
out.
self-hate.
Like, yeah.
Some deadbeats been wanting to fix it, but they're like, she not gonna listen to me. she ain't gonna want to talk to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes that
Automatically.
daughter or
Some
son
girls
can
just
make
be
that
scared,
phone call.
you
It's
know?
Of course,
pride.
just like
It's
daddies,
pride.
some deadbeat daddies be scared.
Why
too,
the hell
man.
are you
Same
scared?
way y'all scared. There's no reason none one of y'all
You
should be
left.
scared.
Why you scared?
No,
Like,
think about
And
it.
you know,
but just be
Wendy,
real.
Wendy, let's say Mr. Joint, right? Your father. You know, God bless Pastor Joint. He said. But let's say you did not know Mr. Joint, right? Whoever this guy is. And now after 30 years or whatever the case may be, homie pop up at your house with your family, with your husband, your kids, and homie just pop up. You know what he looks like. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you seen him on Facebook or WhatsApp. you know what he looks like.
Bye-bye.
And now he comes to your house just randomly. What are you saying to him?
Who are you? What are you
doing here?
That's what they're avoiding. Like, that's what
What are you
Jermaine's saying, bro.
Well, I had a question.
It's hard. It's not easy.
Well, why did you leave?
That's
Can't get your answer. If
you won't,
tell
no matter
him,
what
get out
he
of here.
says.
And that's the thing. Like,
No matter what he says, you're not gonna
like
take it.
okay, for example, like I'm so sorry to cut you off, but even as you see, I'm 24, and I would long just to hear and to know the guy. I can care less about anything else. But I'm not mad though, because I understand that my mom's a difficult woman to deal with, and he just didn't stay.
Because you are innocent. Like when you come out your mother's womb, like you ain't got nothing.
And
to
that's
do
what
with
I'm
nothing.
saying. I get that.
Like what you was going wrong.
But then
with
again,
your mama.
Hold no anger.
I don't have. There's no reason for me to be mad at him. I just want.
ain't
I
gonna
just
help
want to,
you.
bro. Like,
Yeah, it
just
won't.
let me
I'd
talk
probably
to
be
you.
upset,
Like,
though.
and then
I
this
ain't
is
gonna
the
lie.
other thing too. Like, my children are not gonna have both grandparents to go to. You know what I'm saying? Like, if his grandfather is still here, my grandfather's not gone, and that was the biggest like traumatic part of my life that I could say was losing my grandfather. And so, not saying that I don't have male figures in my life now, but they're not blood. You know what I mean? They're not, you know what I mean, where, you know, I can know that, hey, this is what we fought, or this is where you come from, or this. It's just there's an importance there. Some people, you know, are different. Like, oh yeah, I don't care. But me personally, like, I have nothing against neither. I just want to know, you know, who he is, and is he still alive? You get what I'm saying? Like, is he still here? And that's just, you know, that's just me.
Your dad, mom to have a grandparent, it's not gonna affect you.
No, I'm not saying it's gonna affect me, but I would, just as people look into their genes, like if they're still here, why not know who you guys are? You get what I'm saying? That's just,
some
you know,
people get to the point where
from
they
this-
don't even
from this
care
red bone,
anymore
like-
to know.
Right. They don't
from this
care.
red point, I'm okay
I'm
with
already
it now.
here. I'm
Yeah, I
already
done
But then
survived
again,
30 years.
if it presents itself, I'm gonna embrace it. Like, I owe him
That
that
does take
respect.
maturity, though. That does take maturity.
But
Yeah,
I
respect.
owe
That
him
takes-
that
takes
respect. Like,
maturity.
it's because of you.
But is it if
That
it
I'm
so you're
here.
immature?
You don't owe
Let's say if
nobody
you don't
respect.
care
You
anymore,
don't owe
is that
nobody
immature?
No, you do.
No, you owe
It's the same
everybody
way you owe
respect
your
until
mother
they lose
respect.
it.
Listen,
No, you
it's the
owe
same way you owe your mother the respect at the fact that she didn't abort you.
That's what you're saying, but
And sometimes
Like,
the
you can
parent that's-
never
tell you.
repay your mom or your dad for having you. You can never repay them.
Sometimes the parent that
that's just how I
stayed
feel.
around
That's
is
true.
not always the best parent either.
Not always good
That
for them.
parent that's, I'm just saying, like, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? That's why a deadbeat sucks, because you could have left a jit with an inadequate mama.
Yeah.
It ain't the mom's job to do both sides.
The reason that you
feel
probably
me?
left was
Cannot
because you know how
But-
inadequate she was.
Exactly.
Cannot do it.
And another thing, why I feel like people should mend them broken relationships, like even some women who mad at their daddies for being absent.
It's
That
them
don't,
too, man.
no, yeah, that too. But I'm saying both sides, they should mend it, because sometimes those deadbeat dads could be great grandfathers for your jit. Like, he probably sucked when it was his turn to be your daddy, but he's probably still a good man.
I mean, in the
And
movies,
he
it's
could
always
actually
like that, though. It's always like
help
that in
your
movies. They-
kids, or you know, you never know. Sometimes
Them grandfathers be cool though. Like when they just come out like
Ooh.
out 30 years out the line, they be cool. They be cool grandfathers.
I've never met my husband's father.
Is he
has
alive?
Yeah.
has he he met her? Are they close? I mean,
They Junior said they that close.
Down the street.
I'm saying
No,
is
they don't talk.
and probably is it because
Yeah,
the daddy wasn't
he
around
left. No, he was there and he left.
and he left? And what I'm saying is, so he has anger, but
Yes,
sometimes
he
that
does.
anger come from love. If they, I'm telling
No, it
you,
is, 'cause
you
it's a lack of
cannot
love.
hate somebody that much you don't love.
I don't think
You
he hates
can't.
him. I think he feels nothing for him.
He feel a lot.
Nah. completely over it.
I'm trying to tell you, you don't be over your daddy that you was in love with. Gone. You
I don't think he
don't
was
be
ever
over
in
it.
love with him either as a child.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't think he was ever in love
Well,
with
then
him.
that may be.
Can we? But also,
I
there's
think culture too plays a big role in I think culture plays a big role in that relationship thing too, because I have a friend that a cousin right now, like their parents, they were that couple that everybody just loved to be around, but at home it was toxic. The man got married outside, like in Canada, and the wife or somebody's family sent the wedding pictures to her. And so the marriage was being destroyed, but they were still raising a child. They were still in the same household. She was still cooking, and then they got up and moved to New Jersey, right? Raising the kids in New Jersey in a whole new state, away from family, and yet the divorce becomes final. And so now there's fighting. The divorce is nasty, and you raising these two children, and they were at the son was in middle school, and the daughter was just like coming out of middle school into high school, and like to be honest with you, that divorce has caused the children now to be what they are now. It shaped them now. And the kid, like, for the longest had this thing against his father because, the mom was just constantly saying, Intel a fait magie. Intel a fait magie contre moi. So everything that she was going through, don't get me wrong. It may have been, it may have not been. But everything that, she was going through, whether it was she didn't have a job, c'est magie le fait contre moi. You know what I mean? Timunyo, in school, like his behavior in school because of divorce, she was saying that it was because of witchcraft. But I just felt like, all of that could have been stopped. If the divorce would have went to the place to where like, hey guys, set the kids down and explain like, hey, we're coming to, splits and this is how you did it. But it was so nasty, even like she wouldn't let him come over, and the kids, like she would be mad at the kids for contacting their father. He's 13, she's 16, 17, and they're talking to their father, the man that that they always knew and turned to when you was upset with them. Like that's who they went to communicate with, and now you're telling them not to talk to him.
And I don't know if people understand how important it is for a father to be in the household.
Bruh.
Like that's one of the that's something.
No cap, I got
underrated.
it's
very
I,
underrated.
Like I got a friend where like especially like if you see a single Haitian mother, like what they are, how they are with their daughters, like even because like they don't got no dad, like the amount of work the daughter has to do now is
she's the mom,
bruh.
Yeah.
Like she's like a second mom,
assistant. She's
bro. Like I have a friend where it's like she does everything, everything. She's been cooking since she was 9 years old.
Especially if there's siblings.
She's been walking down with a bucket on her head, sit up and down Haverhill, like going through the struggle, cause they ain't have no other person to help them. All it was her and her mom, and it's just like she knows who her dad is. Like she figured out, like she found help, like she knows who her dad is. But it's just like it would hurt the mom now if she dare try to include that man into the equation.
That's ego at that point.
I commend my mother-in-law. She never talked poorly about her ex-husband. She tried her best, even though they had a horrible marriage, and she still got up her wedding picture at the house. Actually,
God bless you.
She's serving Jesus, and
God
she
bless
got
you.
married one time.
But you know what's crazy?
Got married one time.
Another thing.
You know what's crazy though, Wendy?
And
You know what's crazy? Like a lot of times in those situations, it's the complete opposite. Like when a father leaves the household, that child is subjected to so much hate.
right, absolutely.
Like
That's why
she's
I said
gonna
I
be
commend
telling,
her, and that's
Especially
why
if there's
I
no
commend her.
understanding.
She's gonna be talking bad about
Especially
him
if there's no
forever.
understanding.
So what we don't understand is
Never
that
talk
like
bad about that man.
what we don't understand is that we've caused a whole generation of children, because this has been going on since the 90s, like taking the father out the household.
80s.
So you've caused a bunch of like young boys, like young black boys, they turn
But
gay.
this happens in any situation,
You know what I'm saying? Because there's no
regardless of
father
them
in the
talking,
household.
Though, because
One boy in a house full of 7
my
girls.
mother-in-law,
Yeah. He
she
hates
never
but the thing is
talked poorly about
he
her
hates-
husband,
he
and
begins
my
to
husband
hate
will
men.
not speak to
exactly.
his father.
So he hates himself. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly.
He hates. No, I'm just saying like that's what happens when you talk bad about a man all day long. you begin to look at yourself like, bro.
Oh, he doesn't
men
talk
are
about,
cap.
he doesn't talk about him at all.
No, that's a beautiful thing, but most of the time I'm saying it's a complete opposite in these
Gotcha.
households.
Yeah.
But then also it kind of causes men like who don't turn out to be gay, then they're straight. They just don't know how to love a female, cause all they know, shut up, like they just know all they know is abandonment. So all they get is attached to a female, like just for a quick moment, then leave, and it's like the cycle keeps going on and on and on. Like,
And you know, when she says that, it's like I have a concept of, you know, like
building
I
broken
told my cousin, I said, you cannot keep using the fact that dad left as an excuse to why life is going the way it is.
Yeah.
Make that the reason why you break the curse that is
1000.
upon what is going on now.
Take it as motivation.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's like it's the same thing. Like, be a better child than your mother or your father is. And that's where the perspective of me trying to, just to know who the guy is, because I just want to extend like that hand of fellowship. Like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, this is what you created. You know what I mean? Like right now, like for example, like my sister's dad came down, for his mom's funeral, and she's flourished. She's come out to be a beautiful young lady, doing well in school. And, one thing she told me, she was like, he was, introducing me as if he had a role or relationship to play in my accomplishment. And I said, and for her to
But she probably didn't say nothing,
identify it, she didn't say it.
Yeah.
Because, she come, yo le vil bien.
Respectful.
But I'm sure he felt it. Even the conversation
He was
in the
capping.
car,
Like, no, he was
outside, like
You
he
look at
had
him
to. This is my daughter. This is my daughter. You know what I mean? This is my daughter. You know what I mean? You can't.
What's my birthday day?
And it was
like,
crazy. He didn't even
birthday.
remember, and it broke her heart. It broke her heart. It broke her
I
heart.
wasn't there.
And it's so funny. Graduation came around, and it's just certain things that he wasn't. I said to her, she was asking me certain questions. I said, Justice, I said, honest with you, he ain't been around since then. I said, we're just gonna keep it moving. I said, look, I said, guess what? We're gonna keep it moving. I said, I'm 24. I didn't have no one to, apart from family, as far as mom's family, to stand. I said, we're gonna keep it moving. I said, it's not enough for you not to do it. And COVID that came around, and the kids, they pushed forth through all the last, I think it was like 2 semesters left before they could graduate, and they pushed forward. And I was like, and then the one thing that I thank God that the school district didn't even, they still did the virtual thing, but we went an extra mile. We made a big deal. Like, we made the kids walk. Like, it was a big deal. Like, you guys have accomplished something. Despite your situation. I'm talking about all her friends. Like, I had 7 of her friends that, would have come and helped me with volunteering and stuff. And, like, most of them didn't have a dad at home. And if they did have a dad at home, it was just a partnership. You know what I mean? Like, they were co-parenting, and he was in the house. He was in one room, and she was in one room. And I was like, the fact that y'all still did it despite what's going on at home as far as dad not being there, and there was so much that they could have used as an excuse of not having dad, and they didn't. I was like, that's a big freaking deal to me. I said, I'm gonna celebrate y'all. So guess what we did? We got an Airbnb and we chilled for the weekend. We had a good time, and I told the kids straight up. I said, listen, y'all gotta keep going. Can't use your life circumstance or situation as a reason to not be great. And I said that y'all have done something so well. And I thank God that the kids, they're all enrolled into school now, and they're doing well. And I'm like, y'all gotta keep going so that the curse continues to break.
Now, I think it's important that you don't take it as an excuse, man, because you gotta live your life.
But so many people in life have these issues because they didn't have a father in their life. So many.
It plays a huge role.
Daddy's issues is real.
Oh man, it plays a huge role.
Is so important. A woman needs a father, and the guy as well. Needs a
Can I
father.
say, like, I'm not, like, not to
Knock.
yeah, but there's a lot of females that leave their kids. Like, I know a guy where his mom just left him.
It's very rare though.
It's rare, but it's still, it still happens.
Yeah, man.
It happens,
Like,
of course.
and like, if you talk to him now, it's like,
She big cap, bro. She
bruh,
pushed me
like,
out.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm looking
Like,
for her, bro.
so I feel like that hurts. Like that really hurts.
You gonna have to tell me why, bro.
Like,
Like,
Can I
you
ask you a
pushed me
question?
out.
So what about the fathers that are in the house but they're not really doing nothing for the child?
ooh.
Does
Like,
that
what do you
consider-
mean?
I know
Like-
a couple girls that go through.
Yeah, like.
Is he
just-
providing as far as finances?
Nah.
you
No.
can even if you provide,
You can pay the house bill.
child?
I'm talking about like what you do for me, like
No,
like
but
emotionally.
Does that mess up a relationship?
But
Like,
some
does
men
that mess
don't
up
know how
a-
to be that emotional help.
Yeah, that part.
Stop being like,
How,
But I'm
then
saying,
why are you with
can
that?
can that affect
No,
the
why are you
marriage
with
though?
that?
But
Then why
see,
are you
listen,
with that?
you know, I was
Sorry.
talking to a friend,
Then why are you with
and
that?
you know, we're getting ready to do this, you know, a mental health conference when it comes to raising, coming up as a young, you know, coming up as in this generation with Haitian parents. Like most Haitian parents, you know, would say, "What are you stressing about?" There is serious mental. The kids are stressing post-traumatic distress.
pay bill.
That you get what I'm saying? It's more than just bills. And so like, you know, a man like that, I was talking to a pastor friend of mine. I was saying like, would you consider bringing, you know, someone that will teach your Haitian, you know, descendants that still have children like in middle school, how to be concerned about the child's emotional state of mind, apart from just, you know, mete gatsu, mas mpe, you know what I mean? Koto dormi.
And then saying that one verse, Timun respecte gamu.
Yeah, so
Like,
understanding
that's
like a
always
broad
say
picture of, you know, how to parent in this day and time. And so I just think it plays it, you know, that any child that makes
sounds
it's like right
nice.
now I have a
It won't
friend, I have some kids that I was at a camp counselor. Their dad, he even gets under my skin how they deal with the kids. And you know, I tell the kids all the time, I said, please respect them. Even when it's hard for you guys, I said, I pray for those kids all the time because, you know, one of the kids plays an instrument. And so they're trying to get that child to a certain level. And then it's like a constant pressure. And I'm like, if this child survives this thing, there's going to be a huge blessing. If they survive it. Because certain pressure like that, once a kid gets to about high school, she ain't going to give her two flying flips.
So that's
if she's not
that's
truly
actually a beautiful segue to go into the last question for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to be more or less like your parents?
Less.
Why?
Because I feel like when I was growing up, I didn't get that affection from my parents. And I've always said that. I didn't get it. So when I do have kids, I want to show my kids more affection than my parents ever showed me.
Yeah.
I want them to know that I am here, you know? Like, my parents were really, really strict. But to the point that if I am going through something, I cannot come to them and have that conversation with them.
Going back to
I want to have that open conversation with I'm still a parent, yes. But I want you to feel free to come to me with any situation that you are in. If you're in trouble, I don't want you to have to go to somebody else's parents or to a cousin or a friend. I'm your parents. Come to me. Let's figure that together. I couldn't do that with my parents.
No respect.
I want to be more of me. Yeah.
So less like your parents?
Like, just not really.
trying to be
It doesn't even matter about like.
He's trying to make it sound cool.
Hey, chill.
They're trying to make a statement.
No.
You didn't think that through, huh?
I
started messing with her sitting right here. I know
I know what you mean,
You know what I mean?
What happened?
More.
But no, I'm
Bro,
saying
I
like,
just shut up.
I'm saying like, hey, she completely messed up what I had to say.
Nah, you did. Go ahead. Say what you about to say.
But no.
Say it with your chest,
I was
Kat.
saying like, in a way, like, remember when I said like, I don't want to look towards my earthly father, like my earthly parents, cause you know what I'm saying, they never, like, no matter what, they're not gonna get it right. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be like, yo, I want more of I just want, like, I want more of God, to be honest. I want, like, you know, and then now I know, like, now that I'm about to be a dad, right? I've been constantly, like, trying to look in places to be like, yo, because I don't want to get it wrong, especially now I'm about to have a daughter, so I got to be careful how I move. I got to be careful, like, about certain things. So now I know for a fact, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to get it right, so I can only learn as I go. So I can't really be like, yo, I want more of my parents, because that was them. That's the way they made me who I am. So now, in a way, what I was trying to say, Jeannie, is like, you know what I'm saying, I got to do it, like, I'm saying, in a way, just submit myself under God and let Him teach me how to be a dad my way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Using my personality, using my, like, because God knows me best. So using me, just being more me. You feel me? Just being me. Like, Sober the dad. Like, not like, you know what I'm saying? Not June. Yeah, exactly.
So my boy wants
saying?
to be less like his parents.
Yeah.
Now, we respect it.
No, more like me. More like me.
But that's your reason why. I respect it.
Me, my parents, I hope I be like them, like as parents.
I love your mother, bro.
'Cause-
Your pops too. I mean, Pierre a real one. Like, he been real
Like
since
I
we
said,
was
my
kids.
dad came from Haiti,
Yeah.
and all his kids, we got masters. We got like he graduated all of, you know, to come from Haiti. He was about 19, I think, with already 3-4 jits coming from Haiti. You feel what I'm saying? And then raised all us. Some of us done made it to the NFL, masters, all that. Like, that's already a big accomplishment. He probably not the rich daddy,
But love, though.
but daddy always had cat. Like, he always worked, always paid bills. Even his outside kids can't say he was like
Deadbeat.
like a deadbeat, didn't break bread. Like, he will, like, basically what I'm saying, and my mama, she from Fort Pierce, that's almost like little Haiti. That's like Haiti in America. Fort Pierce is, she had a jit in high school.
Gutter.
You know what I'm saying? That's the real gutter. Both of them raised and showed me a lot. Like, the reason I know how to be a parent, even though I ain't got no kids, is from them. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't from money or spoiling. They spoiled me with love. And also showed me you got to work. Because they both came from them situations. He an immigrant, and she's a teenage parent, you know what I'm saying, from the gutter.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot from them, but it's still, I learned from their mistakes too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I want to be like them, but also off what I learned from them. You know what I'm saying? Gambling, I learned not to gamble because my dad used to gamble, even though he made sure he had bread to handle his business too. So I also learned that too. Gamble with what you can gamble with. I just don't like
Not
gambling,
everything.
period. But I learned that too because I ain't never seen him win. Feel what I'm saying? But he never gambled too much.
Yeah.
So I would like to be more like them as parents. You know what I'm saying?
No,
To
I
be me
love
as an individual.
You know one story I always think about it. I be telling people about it. When they were about to come tow your pop's truck. I mean, not his truck, but his car. Then he had everybody in the whole, like, I think they called him.
Talking on Summer Street?
Yeah.
Listen,
Everybody came out.
I feel like I was in Haiti when I was on Summer Street.
Yeah.
Because I never been to Haiti. But the way it was, I can go to anybody's house
so.
because I'm the Yankee jet. So I just say some Creole a little bit. They gon' if I just say, I'm gonna go, or they happy I'm speaking a little Creole, or I say sospoir or anything. If I repeat it, they, you know what I'm saying? This is Militon. Something. I repeat it, they give it to me. It was just love though. I go outside, I ain't have to have an adult that was appointed to watch me.
The village.
I knew I was straight, and I was in the hood. I was on the block. Like, you know something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I knew that wasn't normal.
Yeah.
Only in down south American areas, like country American areas, or Haitian areas. You
It
feel
was
me?
tight.
Or
Like,
Caribbean. I ain't
it
gonna
was
just say
tight.
Haitian, but like Caribbean. You
But
know what I'm
it
saying?
also goes to say because, like, they don't do that for everybody jit.
No, they don't do
Like,
that.
if the jit parents are cap, you not coming.
Yeah,
in
my
their
people
house.
was real, and we
Because your
respected
pe-
them.
It's because your peoples was cool.
And
That's
we
what I'm
showed a
saying.
lot of respect. My daddy was on the block. My mom was gone. We had a lot of time to be the disrespectful jits. Like, we really could have got away with it.
Right,
But
right.
we still used to respect, our elders. You feel me?
Yeah.
To the point where we knew, even if we got in trouble, they might let us in their house because we respect them.
Right, right.
Our homeboys cuss them out. You know what I'm saying? And get mad when they call the police on them. That's the difference.
Right,
We
right.
still show respect.
I would say less and do it differently. And for example, because it's like we were just talking about mental. Like, I it's so funny, like I'm very hands-on when it very involved when it comes to my little brother and my siblings. So like how we used to get raised, like I look at how my grandma deals with things now, I'll be like, bro, you would have, topied us or, addressed us a while ago. And so, it's different now. And I look at, for example, like I used to get whoopings a lot. Like
Everybody on here
form
get
of
whooping?
discipline was a whooping.
I never got a whooping.
Like never?
Gabe, what?
Wow.
He's lucky.
Yeah.
My grandma hit me.
So
a
you know, my girlfriend says the same thing. Like she got whooping one time, but I was like,
Yeah,
God
one
bless you.
The day wasn't over.
Whenever that walk was a walk of shame, and then don't bring a fin.
Go back and get
Go,
a bigger
she
one.
will send you right.
That was a belt for me.
And so you know. And you know my mom, and then my mom was the type to throw anything at you.
Oh
I
yeah.
used to get
You know,
rulers.
I got
so,
hit with
yeah,
high heels,
my mom was the
keys,
type to throw
hangers.
anything at you, and so like it's
You
just
said
it was
cheese?
different.
Keys, hangers. That's how I knew
Your mom-
my athletic
no, he's not
ability
that
came
bold.
from my mama's side, bro.
Yeah.
My mama hit me with
you
both,
light-skinned
like
and
she
she did
throwing
all
it from
that?
both
You-
arms.
Oh yeah,
hit
she
me with the
no.
keys.
And like you know,
Nah,
and
your mom
it would
is
always
bold.
be below the neck though.
Oh,
I got a whooping upside
Always
down.
below the neck.
Y'all ever had a whooping
So
upside
yeah, I
down?
would definitely say different. Different. You know, because the perspective and the how you raise children now is just different. And there, it's like he was saying, there was a lot of things that I noticed that could have been different because of the situation. You know what I mean? Like it was, you know, you migrated from Haiti. You know how grandma and grandpa raised. You know, it was, man. I thank God because I just come to find out that he was cheating even before we purchased the house that I grew up in. You know what I mean? And she stayed and still played that role all that time. And I talked to my girlfriend. I was saying some women nowadays probably would have not, like, it would have, you know what I mean, would have been gone. But I thank God she did that because, you know, you look at all of us that was raised in that house. Despite it all, he still provided. The respect came around. She forgave him, you know, and they moved on. And like I would say the biggest blessing for me was that we had so many different things that went wrong as far as how the kids, like the different results. It's like you raise 6 kids in the same household, but you get 6 different results. And so like getting the different result at the time, you know, really helped me to say like, you know, I ain't gonna go this way. I ain't gonna do this. I ain't gonna do this. One of the biggest things like my family is fighting is weed. Like almost it didn't miss none of my grandma's kids but one. You know what I mean? And then like even here and there, like she, you know, she might hit a joint, but it's not consistent. And that's
Grandma?
one of the things, huh?
Your grandma?
My grandma's children, right?
Oh, I thought
And so no, not my grandma. My grandma's
Grandma
children,
lit,
the
man.
children.
Grandma, let's
Children.
Yank families do that though.
And so that was one of the, you know, I'm gonna go deep here. That's one of the curses that I identified with, that was in the family that had been built within the generation within us. Was that, and I was like, you know, I never want to take part in it. You know what I mean? And I never wanted to have a toe. And so, to be honest with you, I tried it, but did I let it become idolized or let it become something that I wake up with every day? No. And it's, you know, and it's that was just one of the biggest examples I could use that like enough went wrong that I was like, you know what? Nah. You know what I mean? And I wanted to be that one person that they can say, you know, hey, ça arrive, you know, out of the whole household. So I definitely would say, you know, that I would strive to do better, not lose the principle and the teaching though, because one thing about it, all of the kids know they go back to what we were taught at B.E.L.I.E.V.E. You know what I mean? Like it was, we had a fundamental of every morning, you know, church. And so they understand God. They know what God is. They know, you know what I mean, the power in prayer. And so all of that, I would never lose the teaching. I would definitely switch how the discipline big time. I said, to the no, you know, to be honest with you, and I got to a place I was trying to be graceful with my little brother, and I was like, nah, bro, you just trying.
exactly.
And so the ajen was working. Hallelujah.
Don't beat my
It's
kids,
working.
bro.
And a belt, I don't whoop him with anything, but when it gets to a point to where like, okay, this requires a whooping, you know, he respects it. It's not something that I do always for discipline. Because I got to the place to where like I embraced and I was ready for a battle. Comme fin point Laurent, tourner m'a fait même des autres. You know what I mean? Like you got to that place to where like you got to that place where you built like you're on the agile position. You were like this.
You know what's crazy, bro?
You
Like,
know you
when you talk about like the family suffering with weed. Like me and Wendy used to get high before school like every day, bro. Like her last
say it not so.
Your last name Joint
joint
for
for a
real.
reason, bro.
Say it not so.
Was it on Thursdays or Wednesdays?
Thursday. Bon Dieu.
You say used to. You say used to. Statue of limitations.
Jampala.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Wendy, have you ever even smoked?
Jesus, Celine.
There go your answer, Wendy. You can say no right now, Wendy.
Have you ever smoked? Cause you got the joint last night. I don't think she ever smoked, dog.
She was just there.
No, I was joking. I ain't
Oh,
know.
you're joking? Okay.
I never even touched a
Yeah.
in my life.
No, that is
Wasting your last
is
name.
you know
Wasting
we
your
just
last
seriously.
Bro, if my last name was Joint, I'd
Whatever, ever get
plug on
get
purpose.
joined in,
Plug,
No,
bro.
you remember Foster?
They wouldn't even know my
You
first
remember
name.
Foster?
and join
You remember
Yeah,
Foster?
yeah.
I had joint. So I had I love joint, joint queen, joint lover, all this stuff.
I remember
tatted all
Joint
over my
Queen,
backpack,
yeah.
like splattered.
Before joint was a joint.
No,
that's when joint was joint.
I was joint.
Really?
One day
Okay.
I'm walking through the hall.
Même la nous le qualité joint?
Oh yeah.
One of
Wow.
the APs sees
And we
my
ain't that old,
backpack.
bro.
I know, right? Yeah.
He acting like we old, bro.
Non, pas ça. Non, pas ça. À tout respect.
Kids.
À tout respect.
I don't know what they talking about. They too old for that.
Yeah, that-
They too old for that. Y'all.
we the young blood.
I'm walking the AP's like, why your backpack got all this
Joints
drug
on it.
stuff on it? I'm like,
Drug.
drugs? What are you talking about?
Petite pastel bibalo. Drugs.
Drugs? What do you mean?
I'm a
Oh, go to
PK.
the office. Go to the office. For what?
Oh, he sent you to the office real fast.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I was sat in his office. He had to look up.
You
my
can
name.
tell you weren't a bad child that didn't know. Miss Joint,
Oh, he didn't
please.
even believe you.
What
That was
you
the
doing
last
in my
name.
hallway, Miss Joint?
You didn't have your school ID on you?
Say again?
You didn't have your school ID on you?
Probably not.
That's not a Haitian last name, though.
I would have showed you.
Joint, it's not.
It's
Yeah.
not.
It's not.
Joint.
Bro, I would have been.
How they,
I-
that's
no
how they
cap.
pronounce it in Creole?
I would
Joint.
have went quiet. No, cap,
Come
I
back,
would have
guys.
went quietly so I can make
That's
them.
what they ain't, right? Joint.
I would have made them look so
Dumb,
stupid.
like dumb,
I'm
bro.
like, let go. That's my name. What do you mean that's your name? That's my name. Join.
Why they type that? Be like,
Can I go now?
can I go to
But
class?
I've been in many situations with weed, but I've actually, by the grace of God,
Hallelujah.
I have not.
No, it's a true blessing.
Yeah, I don't
Like
think
I have
ever
friends
smoked
that are
weed
that are you know. What you said? What?
Why
don't
you
think I-
always lying? Why you
Yeah, I have friends right now. Like you know,
always-
that's a it's a serious battle though. You know, weed is a serious battle that you know. It has to be a serious place of deliverance that takes place for someone that is, you know, coming out of it, that was doing it freewheeling, and to come into salvation. The battle starts then.
You know what's crazy? I started smoking before like Jeannie was born, bro. I started to think about it, bro. I was like 13 the first time I smoked. And when I was 13, that was 20 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
Jeannie about to hit 20 this year, bro. Like
Y'all boy old.
crazy. But I was thinking about it like, bro.
No, you young. You ripe. Ripe. You know, you're not old. You know, you're not young. You
A
ripe.
good mingle.
When you're too old, you spoiled.
We knew about cell phones when they were the big ones. Remember,
Big boy.
Had the big boy.
When you had to pull out the stick,
What?
That was actually
Listen.
big,
like a
big-
cube. I know what a
But
cube
what
is.
about-
It was
Tupac
built-
had,
Yeah,
Tupac
that's
had
how
a video
Hey.
They
of
had
him like
to,
you
yeah,
were cool.
and they had
Gabe,
to pull out the antenna.
you don't
That's
remember
what
what
y'all
the
call-
original-
They was holding.
Oh, car phone was the boss move.
Yeah.
Car phone was,
My sister had a
was
car
yeah. Your sister was a boss.
Yeah.
Trust me.
So drugs.
Was it a Lincoln?
Like
Oh, y'all was on some
BMW.
fresh
it had to be the
Bel Air
BMW.
stuff.
Yeah.
You remember those days?
What you were saying, man?
But what about the original flip phone where only the
Right.
bottom
The
flip?
bottom.
Only the bottom. It's not in the air.
Also had
It's
an
not in
antenna.
half. Just the
Weirdos.
bottom. It covers the numbers.
and
See?
that's when it really had the
Oh,
antenna.
yeah,
This
yeah.
what this went.
I
This
know.
went. This went.
They
Like that when
basic.
it-
They
yeah.
have the bottom. We had the side.
Yeah, y'all had that.
Let's get-
Y'all had to get there. You had to go through us to get there. Okay, you can just get to the
Guess
side.
what? Y'all had to want to go to our level though. That's
No,
what I'm
no, that
saying.
Now we threw that side that way quick.
My first
Y'all
phone
had
was a
beepers.
Nokia.
Yeah.
Me too.
My first phone was a
Pages.
Nokia where they were, you know, you had to type with 5, 6, and then 1 for this, and then
Oh yeah.
that was my first phone.
I
You know what's
used to
so
be looking
funny?
at my teacher typing.
You know what's so funny?
Right at him.
Facebook had just
under my desk. Don't
Facebook
send
had
dumb
just came
messages.
out,
Yeah.
and so you'd be on Facebook on it, and you gotta.
Typing 10 letters.
Now we didn't even have Facebook. Did we have Facebook?
We had Black Planet. We had AOL. We had AOL
It
Messenger.
had to be
Yahoo
MySpace.
chat. Oh, I was lit.
Listen, I remember the original Facebook. I was my freshman year of college. You had to have a student
ID?
email
Yeah.
to be on Facebook. It was college.
Because I remember I used to use me heads on, like M Germanist.
It was not for everybody. You had to have a college ID.
Huh?
I
We
have no
graduated.
idea.
You
No,
probably
he
graduated
graduated
before. These guys, he's talking about is older than him.
He graduated before me. I'm talking about me.
No, but Facebook came out in 05. You graduated in 06. Why was you using? You had a student.
No,
You
no.
had to have a college.
You had to have a college
Really?
email to be
Wow.
on Facebook.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I
The
remember he had
original
a kid
Yeah,
Facebook.
because you were dual enrolled.
I ain't
No,
forget
and
that.
I graduated and I got my student ID.
Oh, okay.
It was like brand new, just like Blackboard.
Let's go to school.
Blackboard was brand new for the
Gotta
for
get
schooling.
within the streets, we're trying to go to school.
They need to update Black.
I know, but I know what black for real, man. I just got I know what
Blackboard
it
was
is.
brand new.
What is it? What,
No
what,
way.
what is
Blackboard.
Blackboard.
it?
You know, you
Blackboard.
get your assignments in school, like in college.
Blackboard.
It's old.
Yeah, it's old.
Huh?
Oh, it
Blackboard
is.
been out.
Blackboard. I've never
Well,
heard
I
of
have
Me
graduated
I'm telling you.
in 2006.
too.
Blackboard and Facebook started
Blackboard.
when I started college.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
When did you start college?
04 summer.
Yeah. Because I in 06.
Songez bagay sa.
That's that Ja Rule.
Travail si vous ça.
Yes.
Nah,
That
John
makes
Rule came
me
out in
sad.
98. Don't play with him, dog.
But he got
You know, well,
He had hits then.
well,
though.
I'm born in
He had
Haiti.
hits.
I'm telling you my American age. I graduated in 04. I was supposed to
Man,
graduate
man.
in like 98, I think, something like that. But it's
I'm
cool.
surprised they gave Wendy this birthday though.
Joking.
The birthday that you have, like they forged that when you got here, right?
See?
What?
What's your birthday?
Everything about
Yeah.
his forge?
What's your birthday?
It's the same day as his birthday. But I was born before him, so I'm older than him.
No, you're not.
I'm grown.
I hate when people say that. I was born
I'm
an hour
grown.
before you.
Okay.
I think she was born in the
We were born
morning.
in the same hospital, right? No.
Nah. You ain't that cool. You ain't that
No,
cool.
yuck.
Yeah, I was born in New York. Brooklyn.
Oh, that's why you're
Gabe always gotta state that. Yeah, I was born,
King's Hospital.
I was
man.
born
What
in
you
New
mean?
York, man. I was born in
I
New
don't know nothing
York.
about it though. Yeah.
Même fait ici, m'fait
I wish I was born in
d'Haïti,
the house
m'vient à
in
3
Lake
ans.
Worth. I really wish I was
À
born
3
in
ans,
somebody's
m'vient,
apartment
yeah.
in Lake Worth.
I was born
Moi
in
aussi.
good. I was born at Good
What's
De
Sam.
toujours dire comme du monde ça. They believe
You
me.
was not born in.
I was
You
born
probably
Born
one of
and
the
raised
last
here, though,
ones.
by
I
You
was
know that,
born
right?
at Good Sam.
Me too. But
Dis-moi
most
Dieu merci
people
for my grandparents
aren't,
though,
'cause
because that's where I
it
learned the
stopped.
Creole.
I didn't
It's from
know.
my grandparents.
Good Samaritan is downtown.
Samaritan.
Oh, Good Samaritan, yeah.
Both my nephew and niece were born in Good Samaritan. They still popping out babies out there.
It still are? Must be
No, Good
emergency.
Samaritan is still-
They moved that all to St. Mary's.
No,
you
Good-
wasn't having babies at
They
Good
said St.
Sam.
Mary's the best place.
I'm telling you. You're not having
Good
babies
Samaritan.
at Good Sam's.
Yeah.
Trust
Sam's
me.
not a good hospital.
It gotta be an emergency.
I gotta-
They say
Yeah,
Good
that's
Sam's
true.
not a good
I've
I'm
never
hospital.
from
yeah,
Good
that's true.
Sam's. I'm from
Yeah, both of
downtown.
my
Right.
they been a
Yeah,
Good Sam.
it-
That's
They
true.
built St. Mary's.
That's true. St. Mary's.
You can't have babies at JFK
That's true.
or Good Sam unless it's emergency.
No, JFK you can now.
But you know what's funny?
Well, I'm saying for majority,
can have children.
it wasn't like that.
No, back in the days. But I'm talking about right now. JFK
Probably
having
now,
real babies.
but when you
No,
go
JFK has
you're going to
children.
Bethesda, you're going to St.
No,
Mary's, you're
JFK
going
has
to
children.
No,
yeah,
every
now
hospital
maybe.
has
But
Yeah.
I'm saying
But it's not an emergency.
No,
Yeah.
Good Sam has a maternity ward. I promise you.
Every hospital has.
everyone
a
gonna
maternity
have
But
it.
it wasn't an emergency. Her
Jermaine
doctor
like-
planned them to go there. Good Samaritan.
Oh, that's different.
I don't
Because
know
do you
that.
know
'Cause I
Good
was there. I
Samaritan
was there
and
for my
St.
nephew's
Mary's
birth
are
last
the
year.
same.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
I
the
was
same.
there
Do you
Let-
not know St. Mary's is
walk
built off you 24, right?
Is what?
You're 24, 25?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to let you know St. Mary's happened because Good Sam's was only Good Sam's. They expanded and made big St. Mary's. So Good Sam started being only like specific stuff.
Yeah.
You want to go to the hospital, all that pregnancy and all that, you're going to St. Mary's.
Yeah.
Good
St.
Sam's
Mary's,
is,
I agree
It's on
with that.
Flagler,
Yeah.
yeah. Right
You
down the
know,
corner.
I don't know.
You can
but
miss
you
it.
can
You
still
can
have
miss
I
it.
just know I was
kids.
born
You can
here.
miss
But
it.
yeah, you're special like me.
They
There's
what?
not too many people born in Good Sam's.
What you said, Shala?
What hospital you was born at, Shala?
Lakai.
Okay.
Lakai. No pie.
That's why she
Really?
is
Were you
always
born home
Yeah.
for real? You were born home?
Original.
Wow.
Original.
Wow.
What about you, Junior?
I was born L'Hôpital Saint Nicolas and Saint Martin.
Nigga, you lying.
February 14, 1998.
lying.
Who lied?
You was born in a house just. Stop it.
Shella, you was in the
You
country. I was in the
ashamed.
city. Relax.
Stop being ashamed.
Chill out.
nigga.
We not
So you
saying.
capping, right?
Who capping? Oh my.
You born in Underhill, bro. You was born in Underhill.
Gay. Hold on. Gay.
No, I'm talking about Junior.
Gay.
Whatever
Gay.
they told
Gay.
you, okay,
No,
whatever.
not Junior.
I'll call my mom right now.
No,
She gonna
I
cap.
believe you. I'm talking about Shella. Shella was under you. You was in the ville. No villa.
Bro, I was in the city. Shella was in the country.
I was born in Semak. That's the
We
city.
are not the
Goddamn.
same.
That's the city. Thank you very much. Semak.
But hey, bro, Haiti's horrible, bro. No, I love Haiti, but I'm talking about. So there's a certain thing that I was about to say that's horrible. People get shot and stuff, dog, and you have to literally like.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Like, not tow. I'm about to say tow like on a bike,
motorcycle,
but
and
you gotta put him on, like on motorcycles to get him to the hospital.
Yeah.
Ambulance can't make it to you, bro.
Bro, they gonna walk
It's
right
bad,
over your
bro.
body.
I was in
they
Haiti.
Will walk over your body.
I was in
Like,
Haiti
and
in
they got shot.
2016.
We
They
really
got
gotta
shot.
like. It's gonna take us.
Listen,
dog. It's
I was in
us.
Haiti in
We have to go
2016.
build roads in Haiti, bro. We have to
And
go build roads, bro.
You know, here, Raskip, I was in
sad.
Haiti in 2016, and here you hear ambulance like
You're not gonna
so often.
Yeah. Not in
Savez
Haiti.
that? The last time I seen a police officer was in Port-au-Prince. we were in Port-au-Prince. M'pa won police. Port-au-Prince. Dans ville côté nous était, I didn't see.
They be in the supermarkets. though,
And
the
then
big
this
guns.
is, I
The big
sat
guns
there in the
supermarket.
room.
Bro,
Big
Bro,
guns.
I
I
sat
know
there in the
what's
room
up
at the
with
vacation home,
you
and I
gotta
said,
pay
"Oh my
them.
God, who do we dial if there's?"
you
You don't know
gotta
the
pay
cost.
them.
No, yeah, I asked that.
I looked at my grandma.
Is
I
that
said,
not
"Mom,
one? Is that
see,
not one?
see, go emergency.
Imagine.
Yes, do you?" And then he was like,
That's
you know,
somebody for everything,
so I
bro.
asked my grandma's brother. He
got-
goes, "No, I'm so chef."
Chef,
He pulled out this
tu got
old
the pio?
ID.
got
He,
the
oh yeah,
pio,
si gon moun kap
ou
kaso
gen
ba
moun
elam
ki
ka
ka
arete
arete.
yo. I said, "Oh God." I said, "Lord, protège nous c'est pour contrôle pays zone nan. Pour juste là nous sortir là, pour 7 jours ça pour contrôle zone nan."
Please.
Because seriously, I was like, man,
back
if
for a
there's an
while.
emergency, bro, we're screwed.
Yeah, I've heard.
But that's
I've
somebody.
heard.
That's
And I
somebody
can only-
compared
I
to
can
in the neighborhood
only
that could do anything.
Compared to you getting help, like within 10 minutes, within 5 minutes, woo,
But
they're here.
you see how that
It was a
sucks.
big
You
difference.
expect that. That's why I was trying to describe to you where I'm saying where my mama from, Fort Pierce. Police not coming
Nope, they not.
till you after you dead, bro.
It's still like
By the
that
time they
here.
make
So
it.
basically, what I'm
That's what you're
saying,
talking
about. Where?
if you shot
like
that,
that
it's
here
like
where?
that in a third world. It's like that a lot of places here. Trust me, bro.
What muck?
Bro, I see people.
Doug Lepo.
I done heard of people
I
getting
can't-
shot.
yeah,
It don't
I
even
can't
show up.
attest for Bill
I
Gates.
know they got shot. It ain't even showing up.
Crazy.
But they'll show a missing dog. They won't show a dead
people?
person. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just sucks that in the third world country that's already a shocker. But it's like that here,
happening here,
too.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
But
that's
I
that's
thank
sad.
God for South Florida. I really do. I thank God for South Florida. I really do.
So
Why?
I think
I love my. I love.
What happened?
Thank God for Palm Beach County. Thank
You're
God for
not
Palm Beach
Palm
County.
Beach County. Delray is not Palm Beach County.
There's something.
What?
In Palm Beach
Delray
County.
is not Palm Beach County.
What do you mean?
There's
That's the
something in
county,
Palm
though.
Beach County. You go to Broward, you go to Miami. It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Palm Beach
The ones you
County,
miss
we
up in
the
Palm Beach.
elite
Yeah.
of this tri-county.
That's
bro.
true.
That's true. That's
Of
true.
South Florida, yes,
That's
we
true.
are.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Like,
There's a
you
lot of
look at
billionaires
these
here.
schools, like, I
Facts.
remember watching
That's what makes
TV
sense,
and
not
they would
gonna
show
lie.
these hard knock lives of these people in these schools with these books that are rich. I went to Lake Worth High School and I had a normal textbook.
Yeah.
I went to Lake Worth. I had a normal.
Tough.
Okay, my yeah, I went to
Round
late
up.
word. I went to late word.
The classroom looked normal.
Yeah.
I started working in social work in Miami. I walked into an elementary school.
It was
I
like, yeah,
depressed.
yeah.
I was depressed.
It's true.
For the kids.
It's true.
Crazy.
Like,
You'll see the
I
difference.
thank God.
No,
for
there's a
Palm
difference.
Beach.
I
So
agree.
much of a
Yeah.
difference.
But
I never saw
honestly-
it
You went
until
to Lake Worth?
working in it.
You went to the
Boyne
good
High.
Lake Worth High, to be honest. You went when it became a
Before
magnet
before the
school.
jail was
Yeah, I went to
open.
Boyne.
When it
That's how
became a
she
magnet
She was in
school.
Went
the
to
magnet
Boyne,
That's what I'm
Atlanta.
saying.
I went to
Because
Tucson.
Lake Worth needed that too. You know, 'cause they were on the way down. A lot of places, like when I went to Baton Rouge, that's when I started to appreciate Palm Beach County. But then I realized it really still is not for us. It's for property value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I was in Baton Rouge, all of their
But
schools,
do you think that's an issue though? That it's not for us?
it's still an issue. Because guess what? I done had kids go to Lakes, and then some go to Palm Beach Central. If you can see a difference just from 5 minutes, you know it's a problem. You know who go to
can.
Lakes, and you know who go to Central or Wellington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm in the office, no computer. Like, it looked, I could tell why them boys be
It's
trying
like-
to do
like-
other stuff
like
on
Kennedy,
campus
Kennedy
compared
and
to.
Bear Lakes, bro. Like it's like Jaeger, man. Like that's
Chill
the
out.
whole. That's the whole.
You
damn
know-
You ever
Jaeger.
heard of Jaeger?
Yeah, I heard it. My nieces and
It's
nephews
a
went to
prison, bro.
Jaeger
Yeah,
is lit.
but Jaeger
bro.
was built as a nice school at first.
Bro.
You see
I
the
heard
area.
of it,
It was
yeah.
built
It is.
nice at
That
first.
been turned out.
But you know,
bro.
so
It's
far-
Yeah,
horrible.
it's a bad.
There's a
Jaeger.
lot of schools.
It's a middle school.
within
It's
within
horrible,
a
bro.
city, dog.
It's amazing.
I couldn't
it's
believe
amazing
it. A lot
school.
of
I went
people,
there.
There's a lot of schools
And-
within the city.
What I was getting
Like,
at,
you guys are so close to
Like,
it's on Haverhill
Boyne High.
Community or
and
something.
then there's
like
another
It's
school.
on
right there.
Jobs.
Oak
It's
Tree
on
and
jobs.
Dog.
Yeah,
North of
by
North
Briar
of-
Bay and all of that. And keep going.
Yeah.
Go
But
ahead, dog.
like me going to Baton Rouge, here I can't name one school except probably Winbrook Elementary that's not rebuilt. That hasn't been rebuilt since we was Jits. I went to Baton Rouge with Boostin. I seen Boosted High School. It looks like, if you remember the original Lake Worth Middle. I don't know if you even remember that. Not the Lake Worth Middle by Fun Depot. There was an original Lake Worth Middle that's right by Lake Worth High.
Nah,
Like
I don't.
that, right there on that corner, of A Street, Lake Worth Middle was right there. My big brother.
Nah,
Where the pool is, you know where Lake Worth Pool has always been? The middle school used to be right there.
Oh wow, it does look like a courtyard.
That's
there.
why it looks so old.
It looks
and
like a courtyard.
That
It
pool
does.
is very old too.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of
I've
Lake
never
Worth,
been there.
they
I've
didn't
never
really
been to that
rebuild
pool.
much of Lake Worth High. They built parts of Lake Worth High.
Yeah, you can. It
But
still
that
looks like
pool,
that now.
not the community pool, Lake Worth High pool.
Yeah, the
I'm
one that's
talking
in
about.
that.
The middle school used to be right there. You know
Oh, okay,
what I'm saying?
okay.
Schools in Baton Rouge look like that now.
That's crazy. Bro.
That's when I was like, so I see why dudes say they used to mess with their teacher or do whatever in school and skip
'Cause
school.
think about the teacher that works there.
And
She's from the gutter.
They
too, bro.
from there, bro. So that's one thing I seen we had an advantage of, because the people who run Palm Beach County gonna make sure we at least got good schools,
Because
good
we're
roads.
mingled in with the
Like,
others, bro. They
when I
take
go to
care of
different
them, so they
hoods,
take care of us.
Or certain cats come back here, they literally look at me like I was lying when I say this or this goes on in Palm Beach County.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
their hood really
Yes.
looks like the gutter. Our hood is like
Yes.
dressed up. You know what I'm saying?
Not gonna-
I remember all those movies and like all those
Yes,
like
it
rap
was
songs.
That's
They talking
true
about-
though.
But it's still the hood though.
No,
Messi.
the school books be like ripped up and stuff. Like we
Yeah.
really didn't have
Oh,
that.
Like I
man.
go to
My
places.
husband's from Broward. He's still looking for the hood in Palm Beach County. He's
Yeah,
still looking.
I can show him, but I know what he mean too. I know what he
He's
means.
like, this
No,
is
but
what
that's-
I'm saying. It's
They're
white
looking
people
for
in every
windows with
neighborhood.
like,
Yeah.
No,
like
but-
Broward
hardwood.
County is black.
I know what you're
No,
saying
but
though.
I'm saying, but Palm Beach got a lot of little
Pull
ghettos,
up.
bro.
And
But
They
it-
do.
they
They
say-
do. I
The
agree.
difference
A lot of
between
ghettos.
Palm Beach
Even
is
in
kind
Delray,
of
you coulda took
this
them to
why.
Delray
This
by
is the
10th.
thing, though. Even with
You
the
coulda took
hoods
them to
being
Delray
now,
by 10th by
do
the
you know
park.
what's
He
crazy?
still ain't, no, he's not,
Even-
no, he's still ain't-
even
no,
with-
but
I
You're
know
not-
what he
you're
looking
not
for.
introducing him to people.
No, I'm saying I know what he's expecting
Even
as
like
a hood.
even in the hood now, like you have white people that are moving in
Yeah, he
into
but
the
listen,
hood. Like
You're
there's,
looking for
I was
abandoned houses. And
I
stuff.
was canvassing,
Oh,
right?
That's the old
He's looking
Tamron.
for old
You-
Tamron is- ooh,
Yeah, that's the original.
Tamron is still like
you
that.
remember
They had the
City Place?
projects.
You see what City Place is? That City Place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
City Place was a hood.
Absolutely. I went to school there.
Yeah.
I drove by the hood every day.
No,
That's
no,
what I
like,
always say.
There was no City
that's-
Place
no,
there.
but
That
that's
was
it.
all
I
housing.
know I drove by the hood every day.
That's what he wants, but they got
No,
it out of there.
but
Even
They
on
got
Rose,
some, they got
even
some,
on
they got
Rosemary,
some, they got
if you
some
go on
over there.
Rosemary, right after Clematis, you drive that Rosemary, it's straight to hood in the back.
Yes.
Behind
Yeah,
the train
that's what I'm
tracks.
saying. That's why I'm
Hood.
born. That's
And
what
you
I'm
know what's
saying.
so
That's
crazy?
how
It's
you're
so
born in Good
close
Sam's. If
to
you-
where all these
I don't know how y'all end
flying
up.
into-
I'm born in Good Sam's because I
I'm born
started
in
on
Good
19th.
Sam's.
That's downtown.
Downtown.
But the thing is, Palm Beach, from what I've seen, because I try to do real estate sometime too. That's the only place where the hood is 2 minutes from the good side.
Yeah.
Like in Lake Worth,
Yeah.
you could throw a rock to the good side.
Yeah.
Like if you're on the east side.
Uh-huh.
In other places, they have a real inner city. When you buy the water, that's all money.
Yeah.
When you far west, that's all money. Like Broward got a real inner city.
Yeah.
Just like Miami. When they be talking about South Beach, that's east. Real Carol City and all that, that's in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Then the
Gotta
more
go.
money's out west where the horses at. We don't have an inner city in Palm Beach
We
County.
don't. We don't.
We can literally like
you could just drive
downtown
through
and
the hood without
Flagler
even
is
knowing.
right down the street from each other.
Yeah,
I'm on
yeah.
Tamron, then I'm on Flagler.
Yeah.
Like it's like
If
right
you go
there.
over
That's
that
true.
bridge,
Yeah.
that's where all the rich people
That's
are. That's
the
why we're
Flagler.
at work.
That's why
Right there.
Pleasant City is called Pleasant City. It was built for us to be nice, but
It's
really
amazing.
wasn't.
Like where you work at Publix, it's so nice, dog. But you take a
As soon as you get off the
right
bridge,
there
you
on Broadway,
right there.
like
Ev-
they still have hookers.
Mhm.
like
Just
it's on
hanging
the
out,
street at night,
waiting.
bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
people
I see
see-
Wendy.
He said,
Wendy,
"Shout out."
I see your face, Wendy. We
You heard
What you
him.
say? What you say,
He
Gabe?
said, "Shout out to them late night."
Hey, they gotta get it.
late
But-
night love time. Late night love time.
They ain't
We
give
need-
up.
We need sponsors.
We need
Wendy,
sponsors.
Wendy, I see your face. So let's we gonna end out the night.
See my face.
Yeah, you out of there. I
No,
can
I'm
tell.
not. I'm right here.
I can tell. I can tell.
Let go.
So we gonna end out the night, though, man.
Right, you got me.
We gonna end that. Sister Shellon is gonna say a prayer for us to end out
I'm
the
a
night.
hey, before you
Yes, sir.
the last few times I came, I don't know if you took it out on purpose, but lately we have what's so funny?
Yeah,
I
for
ain't cut
real.
him off.
You good? You good? You good?
It's, no, you got. But I'm just saying, first time I came before the prayer, you had messages to the follow, like to the listeners?
Oh, yeah, the gyms.
Or
Thank you, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if you took it out
No,
or
we
you
didn't. We
forgot
did
it.
Thank you for that.
That's
Thank you for that. It's because I'm looking at the
Mr.
late.
Joker.
You're right. So prepare yourself for the last prayer. But we're gonna go around the room and do our last minute gems. We're gonna start with the young king, man, soon to be father, brother Junior, Pastor Silver. Drop a gem, man, on a young lady, young man, somebody that out here that
For
needs to
the-
hear something.
For the young man out there, not just the young man, just you know what I'm saying, just men, period. Submit yourself to the Lord, because only He could show you like how to be like a true man in a way, a kingdom man, you know. And to the deadbeat, stop relinquishing your roles to the mothers. That's cap. Step up, losers.
Real statement.
If I to say anything to anyone listening would be, do not allow your present situation or your present problem or adversary to determine you, to determine your now. Use that as a reason to fight back. And that's all I would say. Fight back. Push back. Gain that strength and that authority against whatever's coming against you. So whatever it is, whether it's money, family, relationship, fight back. Figure it out. Don't let it control you. You control it. That's the best thing. That's what I could give to you. Fight back, push back.
Amen.
My message would be, it's not more of a message. Ask yourself, are you living or are you just alive? Because a lot of us talk about what we could have did, what we should have did, or dead homeboys, locked up, whatever, opportunities that people missed out on. And you could be alive, but you're just alive. Like a vegetable is alive, but they don't have a life.
Yes, sir.
Feel what I'm saying? So stop just going through the motions being alive and start living. Like some people don't do this because they don't have this amount of money or whatever. You gotta start making memories and start learning stuff and just becoming more cultured. The only way that's gonna happen is if you're actually living, not just alive. So just ask yourself, are you living or are you alive? And try to live more than just be alive.
1000%.
Okay. Before I say what I want, I'm gonna give like a little story. Like on my way home from work, I saw like you know how it was raining all day, like the clouds were like dark. And on my way down, like heading home, it's just like the tiniest ray of sunlight. And then for some reason I just started crying. It was just like, yeah, all that bad over my head, but it's just like if you keep looking straight, there's that one piece of light. So it's just like focus on that. Like,
at the end of the tunnel.
yeah, like just focus on that. Keep going straight. It's gonna get brighter.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just
yes,
saying,
ma'am.
like just focus on that light.
Hey!
Bump everything else.
It's on the light.
Hey, hey, hey.
I just want to say, hallelujah, God. Nothing in life is permanent.
Yeah.
Amen.
Everything is fluid. It's true. Nothing is permanent. You may be all the way up there one day and tomorrow you down here. Or you can be all the way down here one day and the next day you all the way up. Treat people how you wanted to be treated.
Amen.
Don't try to be all this extraness. Humble yourself as much as possible. And just love yourself first, because a lot of us don't even know how to love ourselves.
That
And
part.
then we can love everybody else.
All I have is learn to love yourself, learn to forgive those that hurt you, and seek help if you need it. That's all I have.
Amen. Well, Sister Chester,
All
you
right.
decide.
Everybody close your eyes and bow your head. Heavenly Father, we thank you. We thank you for tonight. We thank you for the message. We thank you for your presence in this room. We thank you for who you are and for who you will continue to be. We thank you for everything that you have done in our lives. We thank you for the direction that you had to take this message tonight. And we hope that it reached whomever that you had it set up for. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your glory. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. God bless.
I've got a promise I can hold.